Hello, and welcome to the road trip. This is what to my understanding, was going to be what we call a Sam along, where basically we do the Arsenal game, which I believe is kicking off in about 6 minutes, and Sam's going to watch it along when he turns up. Gary did say up a little bit earlier, in case Sam wanted to talk about the lineup, which I do have to hand. We've got a comment from this guy seems a bit eerily familiar, but it's Bronco Talk from VA. I believe that's some kind of NFL show that goes live on Thursday nights or sometimes Fridays at, well, I was going to say midnight in the UK, but anyway. Still, hello Spencer, how you doing? And just for argument's sake, that ended up being a road trip intro because Gary doesn't interchange them. So I'm just going to do the road trip intro just to kill some time before Sam arrives. Hello again. It's Mr. Tom. It's not Gary. Gary's on assignment. I could make something up. He's a bit poorly from what I can tell. But other than that, we'll pretend that he's in Peru or something. But actually, that's a lie because it's obviously a lie. But if I did say he was in Peru and he was perfectly healthy, he would still manage to find a way onto the internet, even from the deepest, darkest depths of the Peruvian jungle. He would be like, "Hi, I'm Gary. I'm on a road trip." Something like that. I'm really bad at impersonating him, but still, I'm going to save time. But still, let's have a look at the... This is the Arsenal lineup, to my understanding, because I stole it from Ryan in his group chat. Apparently, Saliba's returning. Gabriel's the captain. Is he not normally? And Trossard is on the wing. Again, is he not normally? So this is your lineup, Gunners, or Gunners, whatever you want to call yourselves. Hello. Spencer did say, I believe we do have a comment from him, unfortunately I'm working today. Understandable. Money before honey, of course. But yeah, so Raya's in goal. And Timber is in the lineup. Saliba, of course. Gabriel, the skipper, according to Arsenal team news. Lewis Skelly. That's the name. Partey is inside. Rice alongside him, I imagine. And Enwari, am I pronouncing that correctly? Enwari. And Martinelli, obviously, doing his, I'm going to score a goal every 700 years to keep myself inside. Havertz, of course, Benson's main man. It'd probably be a great idea if I took the protective covering off of the microphone. That's just lazy, Tom. That's just lazy. Anyway, other than that, Trossard is also back in there on the wing. Hello, Mr. Fadley. How you doing, sir? How you doing? This is the Arsenal lineup, and hopefully Sam Greenwood will join us because I'm not watching the game, but I'm going to watch Sam watch the game. Of course you can't. I had the Arsenal team lineup, sir, because why would I not? This is the road trip, and it's a channel belonging to Arsenal fans. But still, how you doing? Of course, it's rude of me. I have I'm doing okay. Okay. Thank you very much for asking. Very kind. What's going on here? It's a shame that Jesus is injured because then I can't use my favourite GIF when he scores. For anyone who's seen No Holds Barred, the movie. Gary is in Peru. No, that's not true. He's poorly. Presumably poorly enough to have not been available for the show, which I imagine would be poorly because he's even streamed from Jamaica. So to be fair to him, if he could physically be here, he would be here. Hello to Bronco Talk from VA from Nick Fadley, in case he's listening but not watching. It's mainly why I read out the comments in literal sense and then say who said it, because a lot of the comments on here I wouldn't want to put my name to personally, but still. BX Gunner is in the house. I'm surprised so many people are turning up to this, even though I'm not an Arsenal guy. But no, BX, got a question for you. What do you make of your lineup? Sorry, don't want to upset Mr. Fadley. BX, what do you make of your lineup? It's me, Spencer, Nick. I would normally be on, but work calls, unfortunately. How are you doing? He actually wrote the R, not like Joey Tribbiani from Friends, like, hey, how you doing? Sort of thing. But anyway. He'll be screaming timber. And Beats Gunner, the exact words are, Beats Gunner 81, I like it. Do you like it as much as I liked Hull turning over Sheffield United yesterday? Which I think is a fair question, but I quite enjoyed that. If anyone's not doing anything later, I will be over on Mr. Tom Talks Wrestling, the greatest talking wrestling channel in the world, where I'll be conducting a live watch along from YouTube of Saturday night's main event over on Mr. Tom Talks Wrestling. I could put the link in, but just type in Mr. Tom Talks Wrestling. It is what it is. You are working, your boss is behind you. That sounds a bit like a pantomime in the United Kingdom at Christmas. He's behind you. And I'm great. Hope you're well, Spencer. From Nick Fadley. Both of those were from Nick Fadley, to be fair. I believe your game has kicked off, so let me get scores up. Also, I've had a message from Mr. Greenwood. He's eating his dinner, hence why he'll be a bit late. I don't know whether it's professional to read that word for word, but still. Goalless, obviously, at the Molyneux. Well, goalless everywhere. In the morning kickoffs, obviously there was nothing at the Premier League level. Spencer is the boss. Spencer's the boss. Those are the words of Spencer. I am the boss. LOL. Luton Town lost 1-0 at home to Millwall with a goal from Ivanovic. Norwich City won 5-1 against Swansea City. Nick Fadley with laugh out loud, LOL. So you are the boss. Yes. Goal from Josh Sargent, United States national team. You know what? The first goal in that game was in the 44th minute. Then it went 1-1 in 62, and then Norwich just rattled off 4 goals to make it 5-1. So that's a thing that happened. The first 2 from them were Josh Sargent of the United States men's national team, which will mean something to someone. And Stoke City 0, Oxford United 0. In League One, we have Cambridge United defeated Mansfield Town by 3-2, and Huddersfield Town are losing 1-0 to Bolton Wanderers. It's not they're losing one. They lost 1-0 to Bolton Wanderers. I believe they sacked their manager, Bolton. So it's on its way to being a thing. In League Two, Bradford City beat Walsall by 3-0. So there'll be about 12 people in Bradford that are happy. Oh, and the real big derby down in League Two, MK Dons 0, AFC Wimbledon 0. Do you know the league actually put an injunction to actually force AFC Wimbledon to actually put the MK Dons name on the scoreboard because they didn't want to acknowledge them as a football team, because obviously they used to be what's the best way of putting it? They used to be Wimbledon. They bought Wimbledon, its history and its rights and all that, to which then AFC Wimbledon, which was formed by the fans, then took them to court over it, kind of thing. To answer your question, where is Phil the Sith Lord or Southern New Jersey? He is poorly. He did intimate that within the group chat, to be fair, BX, on a few occasions over the last week or so. How you doing, Russ? But no, like I said, I was going to sit here and Greenwood is joining me. Well, fucking hope he literally just said he'd be a bit late because he's eating. To which I'm going to ask him what he was eating, of course, because why would I not? How you doing, Russ, in all seriousness? There's actually no goals in football at the moment to even... I'll tell you what, Port Vale scored at Chesterfield. Rotherham United have scored at Burton. And in the Championship, we are goalless. In the Premier League, goalless. Best league in the world. Goalless. I'm not going there again. Do excuse me if I have some carbonated soda. Yeah, still really not a lot going on in the world of football at the moment. I do hope Greenwood's managed to get a stream in the game. Because, you know, he's very particular about his streaming and watching along to his own team. Understandable, to be fair to him, but still. Russ, if you're there, just a quick question. It went out of my head, actually, so excuse me. It's going to be something about wrestling. Oh, you know, Hulk Hogan's mysteriously got family commitments, so he can't be at Saturday night main event tonight. Funny that. Could Pepsi take over the way Brando does in the future? What's Brando? I knew what you meant, sir. I knew what you meant, but I'll still do it, even though my typo is obvious what I'm actually trying to say. But still, understandable. I'm going to say yes, because Pepsi's massive, but at the same time, I believe in America it has fallen behind Dr. Pepper for some reason. I don't know if that's changed or not, but it's mental. In the Premier League, no goals. In the Championship, no goals. I mean, it'd be really handy if Plymouth Argyle, who have won no league away games this season, could get something at Sunderland. It'd be really convenient for me personally, but still. Goal. Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. That'd be quite convenient for your lot. I don't know if it stands or not though, but probably will. 9th minute, goal 4, and it's not telling me who, but Burton have equalised against Rotherham United. It's all going down there at Burton out. I don't know what the stadium's called off the top of my head. We'll call it the Burton Arena or something like that, probably. Well, I'm going to make it up that it is the Burton Arena. Wigan have scored, which would have meant a big deal like 10 years ago or something like that. Oh, James Carragher has scored for them. Is he related to Jamie? I have no idea. No idea. York City have scored in the non-league. How's Slough doing, Russ? Are you there? Southampton have scored against Newcastle. Bednarek. Oh, it was Justin Cliver who scored for, assisted by Tyler Adams, because of course he was. Of course he was. That's the way to do that. That's a fair comment. Let's have a look. Jose. I mean, that's his name, but Beats Gunner says, has Jose Sarr lost some of his height from last season? I imagine so, based on the fact they're not doing as well as they were last season. Were they doing well last season? No, they did okay, didn't they? You're right there, Russ, because she had twins, didn't she not? But I'm led to believe that if Hulk Hogan had got a better reaction on Netflix, on the first Raw on Netflix, I think Hogan might have found the time to turn up on the thing that he's been on all the adverts for. But Russ is here. He's trying to find a stream that is stable. By that, right, because I generally don't do this, so like this is going to sound like a really silly question, but keep in mind I don't really do this sort of thing. By that, do you mean night streams that they get cut off by authorities like during them, or just that they're barely watchable? I'm probably asking something that sounds like a really silly question, but because I don't do it, so I don't know. Because just based on the amount of things you see on social, the people going, has anyone got a link that works? Has anyone got a link that works? Kind of thing. And for the authorities, yes, I am talking about the link for the very legal to stream Crufts event, the dog show. Because I'd never discuss illegal streaming on the internet ever, of course. That would be silly. Oh, BX Gunner has basically then gone Russ and then Shaka Bra or whatever you call it. And what do you call it? Just the cheers with it. Sound low to you, Russ. Sound low. BX Gunner sound low to Russ Morgan live on YouTube in the chat. Let's see what else is going on in the best league in the world. Goal, Liverpool. Sosbalai, is that how it's pronounced? Canate with the assist. And Bits Gunner has been responded to by Russ Morgan saying, BX, break it down. Yeah, the tune in my head, and I was tempted to go into it, but still. Bristol City have scored against Blackburn Rovers. Obviously, Mr. Anthony Herbert will be pleased because of the place he's actually from, even though he's an Arsenal fan. What we got going on in the League One promotion race? Not much. So Liverpool ahead to be fair, my betting in the dark on that game can still win because all I need is Liam Delap to score twice, and Ipswich win 2-1. I'll be like, yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. Brother. I said brother a lot, didn't I? So let me just have another look at the scores because although I can talk shit with the best of them, it's still just easier to just read out the football scores to the people that are watching the internet and not necessarily watching Soccer Saturday on Sky. Oh, Lincoln have scored. There's Peterborough. Dom Jeffries. I'm sure his Mama Jeffries, is going to be happy about that. What's going on abroad? Celtic game was obviously called off. Hello, Mr. Ward. How you doing? Or known as Retroholic Gamer, for reasons he has explained, to be fair to him, on Thursday night on Sam Greenwood's Slags in the Dark. What about Transmere? That's a fair enough question, Russ, but the problem is there's nothing going on there. They're goalless at home to Gillingham. There's actually nothing to say about it, unfortunately. Obviously, we'd absolutely is Colonel Ward is to be fair to him, he wasn't actually trying to do a fast one on us. He was quite open, and he basically, to my understanding, he was found by some school friends who he'd rather have not associated with, which, to be fair, is perfectly understandable in my opinion, and unsurprisingly to a lot of people. I totally get it. Yeah, but let's see what else is going on in the football world. Como are beating Atalanta, obviously, not Atlanta. And let's have a look. Is Dele Alli playing? He is not. Because he's technically got a groin injury, but he's back in training apparently. Real Mallorca lost 1-0 at home to Real Betis. Obviously, Anthony didn't score because, of course, it's 97th minute goal. Bloody hell. That's wild. Imagine watching a game that's absolute drab and then there's just goal and you're like, if you're the away team that won, it was great. Bayern Munich 1-0 up against Freiburg. Have a guess who scored for him? A name in his head, and it's probably correct. Bayer Leverkusen are now winning 2-1 at Leipzig. Patrick Schick scored. That's a name I remember from the Euros, the lockdown Euros. In the Saudi Professional League, Al Kholoud lost to Al Reed. In the Turkish Super League, we had Sivasspor defeat Kayserispor 5-2, and then Alanyaspor defeated Istanbul Başakşehir, can't pronounce it, 5-4. So lots of goals over in the Turkish Super League in the morning. 7 goals in one game, 9 in the other. Lovely stuff. I'm not so lovely that I'm going to seek it out to watch it, but still. In the Scottish Championship, Livingston have scored against Hamilton Academical, and Falkirk are winning at Raith Rovers. That's the sound you can hear of no one caring. That's fine. It's no problem. It's no problem. Just reading the scores, bro. Just reading the scores. Obviously, the Chinese Super League is in its post/pre-season. Al Ali lost to Al Bundy 3-2. Is that the same Al Bundy that scored 4 touchdowns in one game against Mason, the spare tire Dixon? I love that episode, mate. Married with Children was fantastic. It would totally not stand up today, but it was great. Retroholic Gamer /Colonel says, do you mind if I openly call you Colonel? Or would you rather I maintain the anonymity of your name? Need to go Currys to buy USB 3.0 cable. CEX haven't got a clue selling wires with the wrong product. Their staff do not care about any of their products. That makes sense. That's because it is Mr. Fadley. Al Bundy is a television character from a TV show called At Married with Children. I think it ran from like the late 80s until sort of the mid to late 90s. Very popular in America. I know they really exist. Do you say you know they don't? Al Ali is a real team, and Al Bundy is a TV character. No, it's fine to call me Colonel. Awesome. Just in case I actually forget or say I didn't want to do anything that would needlessly upset anyone. But still. In the... Excuse me. I'm just going to try and respond to Sam. He's on his way. So, in the Premier League, we've obviously got Justin Kluivert 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Slosler by. I've probably said that 9 different ways between now and 5 PM in the UK. Sosbazai. Their Hungarian midfielder, or attacking midfielder, whatever he plays, 1 Ipswich 0. And Southampton are beating Newcastle. But according to the stats, no, they're well worth their win actually. At the moment, I say they're winning. Goalless at Molineux, for anyone that cares, which I imagine is the vast majority of the people that are in here. Nothing in the Championship other than Bristol City are winning 1-0. Let's have a look at... Transmere have scored. Transmere 1, Gilliam 0. Solomon. What a name. What a player. What a man. I'm sure you won't mind me saying that's good shit. Altrincham have scored against Forest Green Rovers. Do you know they're planning on building an entirely wooden stadium? Allegedly. Solomon might as well have the devil play for him. Maybe so. Why the hell not? Halifax Town have scored at Solihull Moors, for anyone that cared about the Vanarama National... Is it still Vanarama? I'm not sure. National League. But anyway. So obviously, a live table as things stand. Liverpool will extend their lead to 8 points. But Arsenal will actually go a point in front of Forest. Thank you, Russ. Thank you for confirming that. It is still Vanarama. Bournemouth beating Forest will mean that they currently will they will leapfrog Manchester City into 5th place. Obviously, Man City not playing until 5:30, where they'll play Chelsea. If anyone that does or doesn't know. Let's have a look. Because I'm biased, it matters to me. I'm just having a look what's going on at Sunderland. Plymouth have had a shot on target, which is surprising. A club built a wooden stadium. It didn't end well. What actually happened there? Because I know you're talking about the Bradford City fire. Well, I think you're talking about Bradford City Stadium fire. Did someone not put a cigarette under their seat and it caught light on some of the rubbish that was also under the seat? Or built up under the, not the all. What would you call it? The terrace. Personally, I don't think they should do it. for that reason, but a lot of people on socials, when you turn around and say something like that, because that was what I thought, but then people are like, oh no, they make wood nowadays that you can't set on fire. I was like, that sounds very silly as a question or as a comment, because wood by its nature is flammable, but apparently you can make wood unflammable. I don't know. I don't know. But I imagine because they're getting this passed through, might be true. I don't know, Colonel, to be honest. But still, I still think the idea itself is a bit dodgy, based on the fact of like what you said, what happened. It's like, why would you even think of going back there? But still, again, though, as we said last week, kind of, I'm gonna give props to the Plymouth Argyle fans that have travelled all the way up from Plymouth to Sunderland, which is the equivalent of going from literally the bottom end of the country to the top end of the country, and I think it deserves praise more than Bournemouth and Newcastle last week, because Bournemouth went there thinking they might win. Plymouth fans probably think they have no chance in hell against Sunderland. But they're still low. Like, they still turned up at Leeds, and knowing that they probably weren't barely even going to touch the ball. That's fandom, baby. That's fandom. Goal, West Bromwich Albion have scored against Portsmouth. West Bromwich Albion have scored against Portsmouth, which will affect the table in probably a minute way. Oh no, they'll go into the playoff places with a win here. So, that's certainly a thing that happened. Well, if it stays that way. Breaking news. Transmere are still 1-0 up against Gillingham. Transmere are still winning. Pure Transmere. In La Liga, obviously, Atletico Madrid are 10 minutes in and they're goalless with Villarreal. Hello, Chris. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. It really is good to see you. You're a good guy. You're a good guy. Be funny though. You spend $1 billion on a stadium made up of wood that holds 55,000 people. Someone throws a cigarette at. I know the point you're making, but I'm thinking they're National League. They're not building a 55,000 seater stadium. Oh, he's scum and he's proud. I didn't know you was a Man United fan, sir. It's probably going to end up being like 30,000, which they won't fill. I think it's the kind of thing that their chairman is building just to show off that he can build it. I don't know him, but it was like, when they hired the female manager, but then pretended like it was a publicity stunt, because then they went and hired an actual manager. They let her take charge of a friendly or something. It was like, you had no intention of letting her manage your first team, the men's team. But you knew you'd get loads of people turn up, because I bet how many turned up when you replaced her with the bloke. I'm a Liverpool fan, which means I'm a victim in every situation, like an Arsenal fan, to be honest. Both of those sentences were Chris Nix's words, because I understand how it could have sounded like I added that off the cuff. I'd be lying if I said I didn't think it. But this Nix typed it. He typed it. I'm kind of impressed. A team that's scored at St Johnstone. They begin with M. The Scottish team, name begins with M. And Hearts are winning against Kilmarnock. Goal at St Mary's. Alexander Isak has scored a penalty So it's Southampton 1, Newcastle United 1. Let's have a look at the table, and yeah, it seems a bit strange seeing Southampton on 7 points, because it feels like a lot for them. In a live table, of course. If Newcastle go and score again, they'll go back to their 6. Arsenal have scored, and that is why Chris is here, to escape Brian and Liam. I've not. Oh, hang on. Speaking of scored, Alexander Isak has scored again. It is Southampton 1, Newcastle 2. Well, I can't confirm it's Isak, but he has scored again. Isak has scored twice in 4 minutes. Southampton 1, Newcastle 2. And the Arsenal game is still 0-0 according to live score. That's cool. That is cool. Lewis Cook has took a booking, formerly of Leeds United, because of course you're never more than 12 yards away from someone that was either a former Leeds United manager or 18 yards away from a player that was formerly of Leeds United. Arsenal seem to have everything according to the statistics, of which obviously I'm not watching it because why? But at the same time, is Gary at a family reunion again? Gary is sick. Because if he was at a family reunion, he'd still probably show up at this. Preston North End have scored against Middlesbrough in the Championship. Fordson, who I've never heard of, to be fair to him. But congratulations on that. I want to make. I don't like getting too arrogant along my about my own club, but I do think that with Leeds United currently sat on 59 points, I do think it is fair to say that I can call it right now. Leeds are probably not going to get relegated from the Championship. I feel mildly safe in calling that. This season. So if we don't go up this season, we'll probably be in very much trouble next season because of financial fair play and all that nonsense. 59 points. To be fair, Spencer, the safety mark, because of the 8 extra games compared to the Premier League, the safety mark in the Championship is about 50 points. 40 if you're really unlucky. But because of all the extra games and generally the fact that in the Premier League, I think it'll be 30 this year, but historically it's always been 40, which is then it lowers based on the fact that because Newcastle got money, it created one more big club that was actually probably definitely not going to get relegated. So that was another 6 points that sort of room. So yeah, basically it went from about 40 to 35. I think this year it's going to end up 30. Leeds are. Let me do the maths on it. Right, so we've played 28, so we've got 18 games left, and we're on 59. So 18, do 20 times 60, so it's probably going to be 54. So we can get 113, I think it is. We won't by the nature of football, but yeah. Spencer, 54 max remaining on the board. I'll be too shocked to do anything because I'm used to it going wrong. We should have gone up last year, but obviously we leadsed it. But other than that, if we do win tomorrow and Monday night, we will go 6 points clear of Burnley. So I do excuse me a little bit. Do excuse me. It's. I've said his name about 9,000 times on this show, and but say the name again, Sam Greenwood, and he'll appear. I believe in Sam.
Hello. Did you say Candyman in the mirror 3 times?
No, because I'd be unfortunate because I know if I did that, you'd appear behind me and then fuck me. So,
so you definitely want to do that
then. I said it twice, and then I got a bit nervous. So I was
you got cold feet. You got cold feet.
My arsehole started going. Nah, you think about that. Anyway, what?
You regretted that.
I think 90, Colonel.
Yeah, you're doing all right now, aren't you? At the moment, with was it Sheffield United losing?
I did not see that coming.
No, that was a bit of an upset, especially that they lost at 3-0 at home, was it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty shocking result at home, isn't it?
Because we had Sheffield. I see Sheffield United fans because whenever Leeds win a home game, because obviously since earlier in the season we've won every single home game, well, apart from Blackburn, which was 1-1, which even then was fucking dodgy. Not claiming like it's dodgy defending. Like not claiming like referee caused anything. Fact of the matter is, you go 1-0 up in the 88th minute, you should win the game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and it's not what
was happened. That the one with was that the one with the Melier?
Nah. It was basically they done us on a set piece because of course they did because Leeds don't generally concede in open play generally.
Yeah. Now you guys have got a good home record. You guys are doing well at home.
I believe we've dropped 5 points at home this season.
Oh, that's pretty good going.
Well, obviously the real mitigating circumstance that the first one was the home game against Portsmouth, which finished 3-3. Brendan Aronson equalised in injury time, but then probably should have scored an even easier chance 10 seconds after it. Not on the clock, I mean,
right, typical, isn't it?
We should have won 4-3.
Typical.
Even though really we should have lost 3-2. But still, Slaggy Sam from Russ Morgan.
Hello, Russ. Are you getting ready for this evening's dogging session? Remember the condoms? I know you don't wear condoms. That's right. But yes, make sure you get ready. Is it Lidl? Are you going around Lidl's or Tesco's tonight, Russ? Is it where's the action tonight? But yeah, I've got the Arsenal game on in the background here. 0-0, 38th minute. Arsenal had a couple of decent chances. Wolves had one decent chance. We are pretty much in control of the game. It's the same old situation. We're not creating enough big chances, and we're not converting on what we're getting. We do so well until that final third, really.
I'm guessing you're watching the screen instead of being able to see the StreamYard screen. So I'm just going to read the comments out to you and tell.
No, I've got the StreamYard comments up here because I got the match on the telly. Yeah.
Understandable. Russ Morgan did say though, I go bareback where possible.
He loves that. He loves a bit of bareback, old Russ. Yeah.
Fearless.
He's fearless.
That's a very fearful thing. It's a very fearful thing.
He likes a bit of Russian roulette, old Russ.
Well, yeah, because the HIV virus is undefeated. If it was a boxer, it would have a better win record than Floyd Mayweather and Floyd Mayweather and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, Muhammad Ali's win record was terrible. Considering how many times he lost, but still, but not even Mayweather would be 8.
No, undefeated, absolutely undefeated. Arsenal got a free kick inside the. I mean, just outside the box here, inside that half moon ring thingy. I don't know what it's called. What's it called? That half moon thing? Has it got a name?
They call it the D.
The D. That's it. Yeah. They got a free kick inside the D here, center of the goal. Probably going to be enough.
Of the universe.
Yeah, center of the universe. Hello, Anthony. How's El Socko doing? El Socko, Crusty Socko.
Anthony, we are doing a live watch along later. When I say we, I mean me, but obviously I'm inviting people if they fancy it. But still, so we'll be watching Saturday night's main event. I'll be watching it from YouTube, on YouTube. But still, other than that, just wanted to say not to put pressure on Arsenal with because they're not going to hear me saying this. But Liverpool have scored, so it's 2-0 to Liverpool.
They're playing Ipswich, aren't they? Which is pretty much guaranteed win.
Mohamed Salah scored the second goal. Szoboszlai scored first. Bournemouth are beating Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth are beating 1-0. 1-0. What if I told you Southampton were winning 1-0 against Newcastle?
I would be surprised. I would definitely be surprised.
You would have been surprised until 26 minutes past 3 when Newcastle equalised. And then 3:30 when Isak scored his second goal to go 2-1 up.
Of course.
2-1 up.
Of course. I was going to say, that's probably not going to last long, and it obviously hasn't. It
didn't. Bristol City are now tied with Blackburn Rovers because Anthony's from Bristol. If you ever heard his voice, he's obviously from Bristol. Scott Twine scored. Has he got
that South Wales country bumpkin? Let the dirt. Get in the dirt. Get in the dirt. Do a bit of digging in the dirt.
The most important thing thus far, though, is that Tranmere Rovers are still leading 1-0 at home to Gillingham.
Tranmere Rovers.
Wow. I should have read the names out like Gary reads a match. Like Gillingham.
Gillingham.
Socko is good. He's hanging it upside down, drying out.
Well, that's good, Anthony. You got to try it out so you get ready for the next session. You know, got to get Socko going.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I bet when he is actually having private time with El Socko, he's basically like he's going, yeah. We was a team. We'd be the cock and sock connection.
Oh yeah, is that what you call his little gang or whatever? His little
tag team, yeah.
A tag team with El Socko.
West Brom have gone 3-0 up against Portsmouth.
Where are Leeds playing?
Monday night.
Who are they playing?
Burnley. It's a genuine promotion 6-pointer.
Leeds at home or away?
At Burnley. The problem is that Burnley won at Ellen Road 1-0.
All right, so you're going to take revenge.
Solomon fell over, and then 10 seconds later, Burnley scored. He fell over about 10 yards outside their box, and then Burnley scored. They just collected the ball, ran down the other end, and scored because all our players were on the other end of the pitch.
Yeah, that's typical. That's absolutely typical.
That's between you and your God, sir.
I really lied. Absolutely lied. Getting himself, he gets lost in that socket. Does like sticking it in the Dartford Tunnel.
Leighton Orient have scored against Reading, so that's something.
What we've got going on here? We've got controversy here. Lewis Skelly off of a corner. Wolves got the ball. We're doing a counter. Lewis Skelly brings down a Wolves player on a good counter attack here. It's a very clear yellow card. I don't know what they are fighting about. Well, not fighting, but you know what I mean. They're having a go at the referee. What's going on here? What are they all shouting at the referee about?
Everton have scored at Brighton.
That's a little bit of a turn up. But that's the Moyes effect, isn't it? It's got to be the Moyes effect.
They got themselves a penalty and they scored it. Ndai. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Yeah, I think that's pretty right. Yeah.
Lewis Skelly got sent off.
What's he got sent off for? Did he already have a yellow? I didn't see that. Was he already on a yellow? I haven't, because I didn't.
I can confirm that for you. No, straight red.
How's he got a straight red there? I've got to see the replay. It looked like a clear yellow because he was on the counter and he brought him down, but it didn't look like it was dangerous or anything like that.
Russ, do you want to come on? Because I know you like your watch along.
Let's have a look. I just want to have a look. Oh no! What's happened is Skelly's had his foot up and he's hit the shin of the Wolves player. I forget. I don't know the Wolves player's name at the moment, but he's hit the shin of the Wolves player with his foot up, and it looks like it's quite like he's got in quite hard, but it's not really. It's a very I would say it's a very strict decision. Very yeah.
I'm going to ask what I think is a fair question. Obviously, having not seen it, from what you've described, is it a fair yellow card? But
I would say it's a clear yellow card because he was on the counter and he's they had a clear advantage that Lewis Skelly stopped. But it's not a red. It's not a direct red. The referee's given a direct red because he had when he made the tackle, he had his studs up, but he hasn't got sliding in. He's like stepped in to tackle him, but his studs have hit the shin pad. But it's not dangerous or anything like that. I think the referees made the wrong decision there.
Well, without looking at the screen, what do you think Russ Morgan said?
Well, we know what Russ Morgan's going to think, and I agree with Russ Morgan that it's an incorrect decision. It's a very bad decision by the referee. But there's as I'll always say, there's a long stretch to claim that there's a conspiracy or an agenda.
He's added to it with he's made a biased decision.
Well, we don't know that, do we? I mean, it's.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up on social media just so just so I can kind of have an opinion on it. But from what it sounds like you're saying, it sounds like the ref's going to look back on this and probably think, yeah, probably over. Well,
you think VAR? I don't know if VAR can intervene in a situation like that because you can just get so messed up in how VAR works in terms of what they're allowed to do and not. So I think if VAR would have reviewed that, if they would have been able to review that, they might have not. They might have overturned that decision, but. Yeah, it's very, very, very strict. I don't think it's a direct red. But Russ is going to claim that every decision is biased anyway. So yeah, there's no getting into it.
I've seen it. I'm going to read out the tweet from Charles Watts or whoever that is.
Yeah, Charles Watts is a very well-known Arsenal reporter.
He said, "Oh my word," probably meant to go, "Oh my word." Lewis Skelly has been sent off for bringing a Wolves player down about 90 yards from goal. That is remarkable. Admittedly, what I will say is to give you credence on how dodgy this is. The way you were describing it as like he hauled him down as Wolves broke off, I thought you were going to tell me this happened on halfway line.
No,
as a clear tactical foul kind of thing.
It was it was just outside the box. It was about 25 yards from the Wolves' goal. They was breaking from a corner. They won the header on the corner, and he was breaking. And
yeah. I'm watching it now. But I thought it was much deeper in the pitch than it actually was.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. But when you look at that, when you look at the tackle he's attempted there, giving a red on that is pretty dodgy.
Someone called a European lad had to because directly under Charles Watts is basically gone. This is the straight red card challenge by Miles Lewis Skelly. Zero intention to play the ball.
He's gone for the ball there. He's gone for the ball. He's a little bit late, and he's had his basically his foot is up when he hits the shin pad or the leg of the Wolves player, and And I can see, they're showing the replays again here now, and from the angle Oliver's got, Michael Oliver, the referee, from the angle he's got, I can sort of see how he might see it as more dangerous, because from his angle it does look worse from his angle. But VAR should be looking. I don't know if they can look at that. I don't know if they can look at that if it's a straight red. I'm not sure. If it's not clear and obvious, whatever. But yeah, it's a very, very strict, harsh decision.
Yeah,
very, very strict.
Fair. That's fair.
And I've seen many given like that, Russ. So come on, stop being an idiot, mate. You'll never see another red card like that. You claim that with the fucking Saliba thing. I mean,
I've seen it right that about 5 times this season.
Yeah, I mean,
like Declan Rice and things like that. But don't get me wrong, I can understand why he's fuming, because usually, sometimes I feel like he's over-egging it. But at the same time, I can understand why Arsenal are very disappointed and they will want an explanation on this.
It's a terrible decision on a direct. It's a clear yellow. It's a yellow all day long, but it's not a red. Making that a red is a terrible decision.
Yeah.
But we have seen plenty of tackles like that, and we have seen red cards given for that as well. Doesn't happen very often, but we've seen red cards given for tackles that are not red cards. I mean, it's happened quite a lot.
I'm probably not going to end up watching match today, but I don't think this is unfair for me to say. What I would need to see it close up, but at full speed, because any tackle looks infinitely worse if you do frame by frame. Like that doesn't really prove anything. I want to see it at a normal speed, but I also want to see it close up at a normal speed from where the referee is standing, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, that's
so I can understand what he must be thinking in the moment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm pretty sure I'm going to look at him and think, I think that should be.
Because I think because where Oliver's placed when he sees it, I think it does look worse from that angle, because it looks like it looks worse than what it is from that angle, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're looking at it from where the TV angle is, and from the front angle, like from the front of where the player is, it doesn't look as bad at all. So yeah, I think the angle has got a lot to do with it.
Got an even better. The best question of the day though is from Anthony Herbert, who has said, "Mr. Tom, the question is Mr. Tom, question: Is Sam trying to look like Negan from The Walking Dead? And where is Lucille too?"
I got Lucille ready to go, and little pig. He
was absolutely the best part of that show, and it was like totally understood. You know, like when something's adapted from a book, and it's like, no, if you're going to make a change from that book, from the comic or whatever, you do not kill that man.
No.
He's too. You just can't.
I gave up on Walking Dead. I think it was about season 5 or 6. I can't remember. Negan was in the show already. I think it was a season after when he bashed Glenn's head in with the right at the end, like the cliffhanger right at the end of that season, and we didn't know who he bashed in, basically, but it turned out it was Glenn. He bashed Glenn's head in. I think I gave up the season after. It just got too tedious for me. It just didn't seem like it was really going, and it was too much of the same stuff. And but I really enjoyed. I mean, the first few seasons were great. I mean, they were really good.
My thing with it, and like you say, like I wanted to see where it went next, kind of thing. But it did end up at a point where you're just going to end up at another place where the zombies overrun.
That was just the thing. It just kept going. I mean, it just. The first few times when they're going from place to place, and I liked it when they got to that place. I can't remember what it's called, but where the governor was. Terminus was that was pretty good. And that place where the governor was, I forget the guy who played the governor now, but it was good.
Neil Morrissey.
Yeah, I thought that was good. But then, just like as you said, it was just the same thing again and again. They got somewhere else, and then there was some new fucking nutcase they had to deal with, and then there was another nutcase, and there's another nutcase, But then when Negan came in, at least with Negan, he added a whole different element to it that was good. But it just got too tedious. It just got too much of the same for me, and it just didn't appeal to me anymore. And they went on for like another fucking 4 seasons or something. I mean, it
ended at 12, I think.
Yeah, I think they ended up it just went ridiculous. And then they made all these spin-offs as well. I mean, it's just crazy what they've done out of that.
That's kind of like the discussion from Thursday, where it's basically like, hey, Andrew Lincoln, you like money, right? Now I know you left the show because you didn't want to do it anymore, but we could bring your character back to life and basically just go, no, he never died. No, he never died.
It was a bit ridiculous, all of that, wasn't it? But yeah, I mean, and it's like we was talking about movies coming this. I mean, how many bloody Marvel and DC movies are there going to be? I mean, they're just going crazy now. They're just going absolutely bonkers.
They just need to start making better ones. Generally, they'll follow the same formula. It's going on.
Well, they need to. The match, the first half. I mean, we did okay in the first half. We had a couple of chances, but getting that red card, that's ruined it for us. We're not winning this game. We're either going to draw or lose now, which is a fucking tragedy. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be. I mean, with Liverpool winning today, I think the chances of us catching Liverpool and essentially 12. I mean, if we lose today, with their game in hand, they could have a 12-point lead on us, and I just can't see us catching that. Not at this stage. When we're going into February, I just can't see that.
Not that I want to upset you, Sam, but Liverpool did get a third goal by after.
Well, against Ipswich, I just knew it was a matter of how many goals are they going to score, because Ipswich are terrible. They're at Anfield. Liverpool are doing well. I mean, it was just a matter. I thought it was going to be like 3 or 4-0 today, to be honest. So it doesn't surprise me they're 3-0 up at half time. It's half time at Arsenal as well, by the way. They had 7 minutes added on due to the.
BX needs you to go for the win.
We do need to go for the win. Absolutely. I mean, you can still win a game with 10 men. Of course you can. But we're away at Wolves. Wolves defend quite well. And our attack is not working well at the moment. That's where we're struggling. We're struggling in the final third. So if I'm going to be honest, I can't see us winning this game. I just can't. I hope we do. Of course I do. I just can't see it happening now with 10 men. I just can't. And this is going to be the third time now we've got a silly red card. It's you just can't. This stuff just can't keep happening, and you don't win the league with all these injuries and red cards.
I will get to your comment, Colonel, but I'm sure you'll understand how I just want to follow the thread of Arsenal, which we need to come out the second half attacking like madmen, defending like hell, but however we do it, we need 3 points to show them they can't keep us down.
Can't keep us down. Can't keep us down.
The emphasis, BX, that you required. You can't keep good men down.
Can't keep us down, man. You can't keep us down. No, I agree. Of course, you want to still go out and try and win the game. That's what you want to do. But
this was my biggest contention with not rehashing old ground, but I think this is fair to say this. When you didn't beat Brentford because of the VAR decision, that VAR decision didn't happen in the first minute of the game, or didn't happen in the last minute of the game. So it was like, that doesn't explain why you as a club against a promoted side, which I think Brentford were at the time, I could be wrong there, why did you not then just go and score another goal, a second goal?
Yeah,
I know football's not as easy like that, but if you are as good as you think you all are, and like you win the things you think you should, just go down the other end and score because you're better than Brentford.
Yeah, I mean it's always harder with 10 men, but at the same time, you should be better than a team like that. You should, that should just be the way it is. But
Colonel did then go on to say they ruined the show for me when they killed Glenn and Carl, but I did watch until the end. My biggest problem with the show was they tried to give the impression of anyone can die in this show anytime. It's like, no, people only leave the show at the end of the season or at the end of like what they called like the season premiere or whatever, and then either they do the mid-season finale So basically, you only get important characters die at the end of the season or at the end of the mid-season finale. So it was like, no, not anything can happen at any time. Basically, when the actor who plays Cole's contract runs out and he goes, I don't want to play the character anymore, they go, cool, we'll have you eaten by zombies in episode 8. It's like, so I know people are only dying in episode 8 or 16.
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
That is true. Yeah, you're pretty close with that one. Yeah, no, they do.
I don't want to come across like I'm trying to be too smart thing, but that is, once you realise it, it's very like you're not doing the thing where like you're just killing off anyone at any time. You're doing the thing where the actor just doesn't want to put on the makeup anymore. Which I mean, it's the same for any film, but still.
I think it's a mixture of like with Andrew Lincoln, it was the fact that I think he was just he wanted to move on and do something else. Basically, I think that was definitely
he got sick of doing that fucking accent.
But the thing with a lot of the others though, it was written in that they because I remember seeing interviews with them and stuff back when it was going on, and I remember them saying they wanted to continue basically, but they were written out. They were like, the story was going to be that, this is your time to go, blah, blah, blah. So they were written out, but the way they wrote it was always happening at like a mid-season finale or a season finale. And cause it's just the way they do it, isn't it? To build tension and build.
What you're describing, Sam, is you describing it. I could be wrong here, but you're describing it like a lot of the earlier season characters, where basically the show did genuinely have that premise of you could die any time. Hence, like Dal just randomly fucking got killed off in an episode, and he was one. I remember reading like he didn't want to leave, but I was like, no, we got to have actually. We can't actually do the thing where people know when characters are going to die and then actually die. So, like in the comics, kind of thing, and it's like. So what you're saying is right, but at the same time, it's like you got away from that very fucking quickly.
Yeah, I mean, after the first, like you say, the first few seasons, it was pretty unpredictable. But then when they got like into season 5, 6 and onwards, it was pretty much like, you knew the big thing was happening at the mid-season finale or the season finale. That was, and they always did that, and that annoyed the hell out of me the way they broke it up into like a mid-season finale, and then there was a break, and then there was the rest of the season. That was really annoying. I thought in the way they did that.
That's unfortunately that is the main pitfall of American TV. They do so many episodes, but then they'll break them up still. Whereas in England, it'll be we're going to give you the show you like for 6 weeks, and then you have to sit and fucking lump it for 44 weeks.
That is right. I actually prefer that. I prefer to have like 6 or 8 or even 10 episodes where it's it's actually it's not just waffling along and stringing along and being tedious or whatever. You get those 6 or 8 or 10 episodes and that's it, and then you get everything you need. Whereas the American series, they will string on stuff like 20 episodes, 23 episodes, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, they'll have these episodes. It's, when a show is just fleshing out the story to fill out the episode, where they're like, oh yeah, you're going to get 23 episodes. Okay, how are we going to fucking fill 23 episodes? Okay, let's do it like this. And they'll have like out of those 23 episodes, they'll have 2 or 3 episodes where it's like you're doing a flashback to like how someone grew up or and it's like, why do we need this episode? Why do we need to see why this character liked fucking whiskey instead of rum when he was 22 years old? It's like, well, what are we doing here?
Sam, there's an even worse one for that. Lost. I know you said it at the same time BX typed it. I don't know whether you intend to. Not BX Gunner. He won in Lost. The character Jack in Lost, there was an episode to how did he get his tattoo? And my answer to it was, well, I don't care. I didn't even notice he had a tattoo. Like, well, I probably did, but at the same time, I didn't see his tattoo and then sit there and go, I wonder how he fucking got that inked on his back or whatever it was. Like, I wonder what events in his life made him think, I need to show that I'm a real bad boy.
Lost got a bit lost, basically, didn't it? It lost itself. Yeah. No, I mean, that's typical American though. It's very typical American. I mean, like HBO sorted out better. HBO did more, condensed series with not so many episodes and stuff. But But like all the other networks and that in America, they were doing all these fucking 20 odd episodes, and it was ridiculous. It was stupid.
I get the sense though that Norman Reedus, who obviously plays Daryl Dixon, I get the feeling he gets up out of bed and he's Daryl Dixon, which is why he's so good at playing Daryl Dixon.
That is his whole thing as an actor. I know he's done a couple of small roles here and there in other movies, but
he's in Blade too.
Yeah,
just randomly, he's a weasel in Blade. Sorry. Go
but later on, he did get like a couple of like action roles and stuff like that. But he's only doing small stuff. He's not doing big stuff. But yeah, he's basically Daryl Dixon, isn't he? I mean, that is his thing now. That's going to be with him the rest of his life, isn't it? You know, like with what's his name, Jason Alexander. He's George Costanza. He no matter what he does, the rest of all his whole career, he's a good actor. He's a very good actor. But because he did Seinfeld and he became known as the iconic character George Costanza, it didn't matter what the hell he did after Seinfeld. He was always George Costanza. You know.
Well, you know, Larry David. Obviously, George Costanza is Larry David, right? So
yeah.
When he made Curb Your Enthusiasm, and you see him, he's basically being George Costanza, but as Larry David. And then when they actually then brought in Jason Alexander into Curb Your Enthusiasm, where it's this meta, like, and I'm not, it's exactly what it is. Like, I'm seeing it for exactly what it is. And basically, Jason Alexander is a very serious person, very serious actor, but he's known for being George. So, exactly. But Larry David, for my interpretation of how they played this was basically Larry David thinks that Jason Alexander should be more grateful to be George. Yeah. But instead, he feels like he's above being George. But obviously, with the subtext of it, he really sees it as he thinks he's better than Larry David because he knows his character is Larry David.
Yeah, I love that. I love the way Larry David in Curb Your Enthusiasm, where he incorporated the Seinfeld actors, you know, and like in the series, they are the real actors basically, you know, and they play off of that whole meta, like, you know, thing with Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, I mean, it's done very well. I mean, Larry David's a genius. I mean, the way he did, I mean, the writing for, you know, the writing and creating Seinfeld, I mean, it was genius, and obviously Curb Your Enthusiasm was great as well. I mean, the way some of those crazy situations he gets into, those arguments and, you know, conflicts and that in that is, but the thing that's so genius about it is you can actually feel for him. You know, you understand the predicament he's going through. And yes, when you look at it like from the outside, it's like, yeah, it does look a bit, I mean, some of it does look a bit silly and overreacting or whatever, but you feel for him, you understand, you know, what he's doing. And it's that sort of like parody on, you know, what people do and the way people think and act and everything in like everyday life, you know, all the crazy little stuff. We're all, you know, we're so interested in and vested in such stupid stuff, you know. It is the way he parodies that is just it's just brilliant. He's really, really good, isn't he, Larry David?
Just off the top of my head, one of the best examples of that is the episode they do where he's meeting one with I can't remember who the characters are, but he's in the cinema. And a woman, basically his jeans bunch up, or his trousers bunch up, so it looks like he's got an erection, but he hasn't, like, because it's clearly that they've just bunched up. And obviously, this woman then sees it, and she calls the face, as in, why are you getting a boner in the? But then it turned out that she ended up being the girlfriend of Richard Lewis.
Yeah, that's it.
Then he thinks Larry David thinks the best thing to do in this situation is just to bring it up and go, I didn't have one.
Yeah.
But then she obviously reacts to it like, well, you clearly did, sort of thing. And it's like, what's the worst thing that could happen in XYZ situation? And then he puts it out on camera. And it happens to him. Because it always happens. It never happens to Cheryl. No. It happens to him.
It's brilliant. It's really brilliant, and a lot of it is improvised as well. That's what's so brilliant about it. They'll have like a premise, or they know like what's going to happen, but then the actual acting out of the scene and everything, and a lot of the dialogue as well it's all improvised. You know, it's brilliant.
They have bullet points, and they go. have bullet points, and then it's like get from A to Z.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do in the middle, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Colonel did say, because I think this is actually quite fair to what we were saying about The Walking Dead. They did that in season 8 a lot. They had episodes where they travelled away from camp for food, got attacked by zombies. Yet there were like 20 zombies. They were not scary when they have weapons.
Yeah.
Unless that actor is due for his contract, where mysteriously there'll be no weapons. It's
Well,
like,
remember,
see you later, Tyrone, or whatever.
Remember, I can't remember what season it was. I think it was season 3, or it was one of the earlier ones. It wasn't the first couple, but I remember when they all of a sudden they found out, and I mean, it was something I just had to. It was so stupid. Yeah. It was such a big plot hole. Basically, it was such a massive plot hole that you just had to just not think about it and just move on, basically, and just, okay, we're going to pretend that's not a thing. And that is when they figure out, I think it is the Andrew Lincoln character who figures it out. But basically, if you smear zombie guts on you, right, so you basically smell, or you smell like a zombie then, basically, right? Then the zombies don't bother about you, right? That's it. They don't bother you. So it's like, I was thinking, you've got fucking millions of zombies all around you, dead zombies or whatever, right? All around you. Why are you not just making huge vats of fucking zombie guts, right? Just filling up fucking barrels and fucking containers of zombie guts. And anytime you want to go anywhere, you just fucking smear yourself with the zombie guts, and none of the zombies are ever going to touch you.
That is a fair thing, but the reason I think they didn't do that is because I think there's an episode where they do that like they put there, but then because one of them breaks ranks and kind of like moves around and makes noise, basically you have to still behave like a zombie when you're wearing the zombie guts.
Yeah, but then you would do that, wouldn't you? You would fucking behave like a zombie smeared in zombie guts, and then I thought it looked like that anyway. That then all of a sudden the zombies aren't going to touch you. And then it's like, okay, you've done that. Now why aren't you just doing that forever? I know they can't, obviously, for the fucking story's purpose, and there wouldn't be a series otherwise, would there? It'd be like, but it just I just thought that was such a stupid plot hole. I just thought that when they did that, I was like, this is a bit silly, It was a bit silly.
100%.
But it was good, though. I mean, like, the way it was done was good. I mean, zombies became such a huge... Remember, it was like the mid-2000s and early 2000s and mid-2000s when all of a sudden zombies were just in everything. There was zombie movies galore. Fucking, there was what was it? There was Cockney zombies.
Zombies or vampires. Zombies or vampires,
yeah. There's Cockney zombies, which is
I saw that, Cockneys versus zombies.
Cockneys versus zombies. Yeah, I saw that. That was good, actually. They were just doing all these crazy zombie films, and then there was The Walking Dead, and it was just zombies galore, wasn't it, for like 10 years?
We'll quickly go through these because I understand the football is actually back, but American television almost peaked with Sex and the City, and then along came the Kardashians.
yeah.
To which they were like, "Nope, we're actually going to go back to the Dark Ages."
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna actually. I've got a little dirty secret, right? These little dirty secrets you don't want to tell.
You kind of enjoy the Kardashians, don't you?
No. I was going to say Sex and the City. Sex and the City. What happened was, when I first saw the first couple of episodes of Sex and the City, I was like, "No, this is rubbish." Obviously, my girlfriend fucking loved it. But then it was like she had to watch it. She was so into it, she had to watch it. And then there was obviously times when then I would have to watch it as well because I'm sitting with her and she has to see it somewhere. And then all of a sudden, after a few episodes, I really got into it. The fucking end of it, I really liked it. I fucking really liked Sex and the City.
I think I watched the first season because I used to watch Ally McBeal on Channel 4. I think it would have been, argument's sake, just say it was Wednesday nights, whatever it was. But then when that finished, they then replaced it with Sex in the City. So out of habit, I was like, I'm just watching Channel 4 at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday night, whatever night it was. Because I'd have my little TV in my room or whatever. And then, cut a long story short, I eventually then fell out of watching it. And I didn't really feel any great desire to go back to it. But, it is what it is. Who got paid more, Seinfeld or Friends? I mean, Friends got paid more in the end, but Jerry Seinfeld
Friends came
turned
out.
out a lot of money.
Friends came out after Seinfeld, basically, didn't it? It's like it followed on from Seinfeld. But yeah, that was one of the main reasons why Seinfeld didn't continue, because when their contracts were like you was talking about, the famous contracts, when their contracts were basically going towards the end and they were deciding if they could continue or not, basically NBC said, they wanted, because what happened was that all of the other actors wanted as much as Seinfeld. That's what happened. I can't remember what it was. I think it was $1 million an episode back then.
Yeah.
Which was back then was huge. I mean, that was a huge increase, and well above what anyone else was getting paid back at that time, early 90s. And basically Seinfeld was like, yeah, I want $1 million an episode. And then they were like, yeah, okay. And then the others found out, and it's like, yeah, well, we want $1 million episode as well. And then NBC, and then
that much for Michael Richards.
And it's like, yeah, the whole car, the whole main cast wanted $1 million an episode, the same as Jerry Seinfeld, and it all broke down. All the negotiations broke down, and then NBC just said, "No, that's it. We're not going to continue past season 6. Then that's it. That's going to be the end."
This is the key thing. This is the key thing about a cast and teamwork. Friends got $1 million per episode, partly because of inflation, obviously, because it was a couple of years after the fact, but it was also because they had created a show which basically, when when the Friends characters turned around and went, "We all want $1 million each," or there's no show, they went, "Fuck, there's no show without the 6 individuals, so we'll give them the $6 million per episode between them." Whereas Jerry Seinfeld was like, "Well, I'm already getting $1 million, so I don't really want to do it anymore."
Yeah, exactly. And of course we had the rights of the show together with Larry David. So I mean, he had all the money coming in from all the royalties and distribution and everything as well.
And the key thing here is not to prolong it, but the key thing that's really important is Jerry Seinfeld is one of the worst actors you'll ever see on anything.
Well, he said himself he's not an actor. It was a chance they took to do it, and it worked well, but he says himself he's not an actor.
No, but the key thing in that is obviously he then doesn't feel like he's got anything else to go to. So it's not like he's got another TV show or movie to go and do. So he's basically sitting there going, well, these Seinfeld royalties keep coming in from a thing I wasn't very good at.
Well, obviously, after Seinfeld, he was drowned, wasn't he, in offers? I mean, he turned down most of the different offers, didn't he? He was offered all kinds of stuff after Seinfeld
because it would expose him even further that he couldn't act.
Well, yeah, and also he didn't feel like he really did it, because I mean, Seinfeld was huge, and when they sold the distribution rights, when they sold the syndication rights across the world, he became a billionaire. He was the first. He was the first comedy billionaire, basically.
For argument's sake, right, so Toledo come back, win. I've just put on Bon Jovi Dead or Alive in the background. I admit Fadley I think Mr. Tom can do a good Christian Bale impression, and Sam can do a good Sean Connery.
Yes, Miss Moneypenny, yes.
Do you mean Christian Bale while he's actually Batman, though? Because obviously that's a very different voice.
Yeah. That's Batman.
Come on, where are we going?
Yes, that's good. Yeah, it hurts the throat a bit, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's not one I could keep going for a long time. Russ Morgan with Walking Dead, find Safe Haven, fight zombies, leave Safe Haven, and find another.
Yes,
rinse and repeat for 12
seasons.
12,
right.
sir. But no, that is the premise of the show. It's very correct.
Like I said, it's fun for like the first 6-7 seasons, and it's all right. But then when they keep doing it, we're going to a new place, and exactly the same thing happens for like the next 6 seasons. The last thing
I'll say on The Walking Dead, because I think we've beat that into the ground a bit for today, but at the same time, I don't think it's unfair to say the entire point of the show is basically, although you're surrounded by zombies, your biggest enemy is man.
Well, that is the thing you find out quite early on, isn't it? And I think that's really well like made, thought out the title and the premise and everything. Because it's like, The Walking Dead. It's not the zombies. The Walking Dead are the people. the actual people, alive people, normal people, because they're essentially they are the Walking Dead. You are going to die at some point. It's just a matter of when. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're most likely to die because of other humans that don't actually team up, and they'll feed you to the lions as such, the zombies.
Well, that's it. You see what happens with. Sorry, just to finish off on that. No, you see, that's. I think that's the fascinating premise of that dystopian, post-apocalyptic world, where it's like the most dangerous thing on Earth is us humans. We are by far the most dangerous things. And when we get into survival mode, when society's collapsed, you don't have any normal sense of structure, organization anymore, and it's basically survival of the fittest. You go back to your basic primal instincts, right? And it's survival of the fittest. It's me versus you. It's my family versus your family to get food, to get resources or whatever. Everyone turns into murderers. Everyone turns into psychotic murderers. And that's what happens. And that's the fascinating premise of that type of world,
Bitsgunner has gone on to say, viewers don't realise how lucky they are to get an extra segment by the WSA of our beloved hit. What's WSA? What's that?
That's the World Slag Association.
My apologies. The World Slag Association of our beloved hit show, Slags in the Dark, and critically acclaimed show, After Show, Flags in the Dark. What a time to be alive.
Yes. BX hits a nail on the head there. Check out Slags in the Dark on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. UK time.
Russ Morgan with Cockney versus Zombies, very good. Cockney versus Zombies, film. Anthony Herbert. It was fine for what it was. It was absolutely fine.
I loved it. I loved it in terms of it was a good laugh. It's a good laugh.
Well, I didn't go and watch it thinking I was turning up for Citizen fucking Kane, was I?
No, exactly.
You can't sit there and go, you didn't get what you're expecting. It's English people, Cockneys, versus zombies.
Yeah,
that's what I got, and so fine. Got what I was promised. Sex in the City showed me how devious women are. 100 life lesson learned, BX Gunner, and then followed up with women are just new without the hardware, and 2-0 to Bournemouth. It actually went 3, but
they're 3-0 up now apparently. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching
disallowed.
Just quickly on the Arsenal game. Arsenal are pressing, and Arsenal have had a couple of chances with 10 men here, but it's just got to get that ball in the net.
BX knew the Cherries were going for the jugular. Timber pulled down the area and nothing given. So close again. 3-0, goal disallowed. Yep.
So it's 2-0.
Colonel with Russ needs to be a slag and get on stream.
Yeah, he's welcome on the stream if he wants to.
He's more than well. I don't know if he was actually listening when I said it, but he's more than welcome if he actually wants to. Right, no problem. Because I know he does the watch along thing with Ryan occasionally. But nothing personal against him. Other than that, so that was. I mean, you did kind of get Slags in the Dark for free.
Yeah, we got a lot of bit of Slags in the Dark. We normally talk about movies and a little bit of TV stuff, gaming stuff. We started off with gaming, but we've been in a movie arc now for a few weeks. I'll check it out, folks.
So it actually has gone 3-0 now, to be fair. So
what, to Bournemouth?
Dango, Ultra, 2 assists now for Tyler Adams. So he should probably have his computer hard drive checked, as I always say. 3-0 to Bournemouth. Everton still winning 1-0. Jorginho Ruter has been brought on to Brighton, so they're probably in danger, Everton, probably. Unless it comes to actually taking shots. But
Ruter hat-trick incoming.
Yeah. Tonali has scored, so it's now Southampton 1, Newcastle 3. Down in the Championship, Bristol City still. Coventry are winning 1-0. Middlesbrough have scored, so they're now 1-1 at Preston. Sunderland equalised. Plymouth have gone 1-0 up. Sunderland have equalised. So I don't know who scored the goals there, but it's 1-1 Sunderland versus Plymouth. West Bromwich Albion are now 5-0 up against Portsmouth. Yet when Portsmouth come to Ellen Road, they played like it was fucking Barcelona.
Yeah.
They played like they were Barcelona. Anyway, Norwich won 5-1 against Swansea City today in a vastly different outcome to the one they got at Ellen Road.
Who won that? Who won that one? 5-1? Did you say?
Norwich beat Swansea 5-1 at lunchtime.
Wow.
Josh Sargent scored twice. The first goal was in the 44th minute. It ended up 5-1.
Wow, that's a crazy second half then.
Certainly is. Leeds scored after the first 30 seconds against Norwich in midweek. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
That's bonkers, isn't it?
We knocked that ball around like it was silk, and then proceeded to do nothing for the next 50 minutes. Anyway, what Colonel said next week's episode needs to be favourite gaming adverts of all time.
Gaming adverts, crikey, that's a bit specific, isn't it? Cool.
Well, he's obviously got one in mind when he says it, and it's probably going to be, or what off the top of my head, it's probably the PlayStation Benetton baby one, or which actually got banned from television by the fact that it was a newborn baby.
Should have scored there. Sorry, fucking hell, we should have scored there.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, that is
a lie.
That's brilliant marketing right there. That is brilliant marketing.
Great marketing. It's fucking lies though. Like this, we've got. What is it they said they had? Sega said it had like the blast processing.
Yeah,
not a real thing. It's clearly not a real thing.
Just a bit of a gimmick, really. A bit of a gimmick.
What? Do you know what I think one of the biggest lines in gaming is? I don't know if I said it on the gaming episode, but they're like, whenever they create this thing where like Sonic is where you go if you want speed, crazy, fast, lightning speed, as Mickey from Rocky would say. Not actually true though. In Sonic 1, the first level, Act 1, 2, and 3, Green Hill Zone, you go as fast as you fucking want. And then as soon as you fucking hit that great marble zone or whatever, it becomes Platform City.
Yeah.
If you actually go as fast as the game wants you to go, lets you go, you will die and die and die and die because you need to put on your platforming skill boots.
I used to love Sonic.
Very
Sonic
good.
when it came out. And Sonic 2, when you could play with your mate, was he Knuckles? No, I can't remember what he's called now. Tails, that was it. Tails, yeah.
Oh, Sonic 2 definitely upgraded on the they realised the actual pitfall with Sonic 1 was you're advertising it as something it's not. So no, actually we need it to be more like that Green Hill Zone on Sonic 2. It was very good. Very good.
Yeah,
it was a very good upgrade. Yeah.
Blast processing was such a gimmick, wasn't it? I mean, made it sound so good, but like you say, it really wasn't anything it wasn't really anything special, really. But again, marketing, genius marketing, wasn't it? Basically,
that's why you need to revise, Tom. There's secret passageways to get. Yeah, I know there are ones where you can blast through the walls and stuff like that in the Green Hill Zone and things like that. But generally speaking, if you play every level in the game like it's the first level, you won't complete it. You just can't because you'll what's the word? You'll end up in lava.
Yeah.
Oh, and the swimming level. Swimming levels in Sonic games need to go fuck themselves.
Wasn't easy, was it?
When you're on, and it's the noise. It's when it goes brum, 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 or whatever it is when you're about to go out of oxygen. And then you have to find a bubble, and then he ends up fucking breathing in the bubble like he's got an invisible man's penis in his mouth.
Yeah, sucking off in the bubble. Oh, you got your pet. You got a nice. Oh, that's quite a new bottle of Pepsi you got there, isn't it? There's a new one ready there for the Saturday evening.
But the key thing here is when nothing happens in the football, we find things to talk about.
Well, I'm watching the game, and Arsenal are doing a good job with 10 men. I mean, they are actually pushing Wolves, but it's just again, it's that final third. Now with 10 men, it's not going to be any easier.
There's a fourth goal at Anfield, but which way has it gone?
Has Ipswich managed to get a goal?
That is what I would say if it happened to not be 4-0.
Of course they got a fourth goal, yeah. Of course.
Cody Gakpo with 2 goals today. 2 goals. Gakpo.
Cody Crackpot.
Yeah. Cody Slagpot.
Cody Slagpot, yes.
His name's not even Pot, so we'll call him Slagpo.
Yes, Slagpo. Cody Slagpo.
Cardiff are now 2-0 ahead against Derby County, which upsets me, obviously.
Nah, we like that, don't we? We like that very much, Tom.
Doesn't upset me in the slightest. In fact, Cardiff versus Derby County. I mean, I've kind of warmed to Cardiff over recent years, mainly because of Brownie. And but usually I would see Cardiff versus Derby as a game where you sit there and feel like, is there a possible way that both teams could lose?
Yeah, that would be the best outcome, wouldn't it? That would definitely be the best outcome if that was possible.
Oh, disaster struck. There's an equalising goal at Transmere.
No, we don't want a binary result.
Gillingham have scored. It's now 1-1.
Gillingham, as Gary would say.
Yeah,
Gillingham scored, so that's that.
Leyton Orient have gone 2-0 up over Reading, which is quite a surprise. Not league position-wise, but still.
I shared it in the group chat. I just want to tell people watching this who are not in our group chat, obviously, that there's this fantastic stat or actual situation at the moment in the German second Bundesliga, basically their second division. The team currently winning or leading that division, and I think they played 20 games or 21 games already. The team winning that division called Magdeburg, they're called. They haven't won a single home game. They've won all their away games and they've drawn, quite a few. They've drawn a few home games, but they haven't won one game at home, and they're top of the league.
That's outrageous.
That's fascinating. That is absolutely fascinating.
I mean, if they continue that form, they won't win the league because there'll be a team that actually ends up winning a lot of home games.
They're absolutely amazing away. I think they've won every away game apart from one that they've drawn or lost. I can't remember. I think they've basically won every away game, but they haven't managed to win one game at home. That's just crazy.
He's not in the Stoop chat, Mr. Herbert, because he doesn't go on the Stoop, to my understanding.
No, the Stoop is just a bit too late for me, really. It's and also you don't get a word in edgewise, so yeah, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch, but it's a good show. It's a good show.
Getting on it can be an experience.
It's a good show. It's good. I mean, it's a good show to watch. It's good fun to watch and everything. I mean, there's loads of good chat, and your betting in the dark's really fun. Like that. That's good.
Thank you very much. Let's get back onto the Is there anything going on in the football? No, doesn't seem that way.
Oh, Gomez has been sent off for Wolves. Second yellow card.
Sunderland have scored. Sunderland, to my understanding, will leapfrog. Sorry, I know you just said about Wolves. I'll keep this quick. Sunderland will leapfrog Burnley if it stays the same, and they'll go 2 points behind Leeds.
Well, that's and Leeds out of game. Leeds are playing on Monday, aren't they? So they got a good chance
against Burnley.
Yeah, good chance to get a good advantage there.
Yeah.
So that'd be good for Leeds. But yeah, Gomez got his second yellow card. Second yellow card for bringing down Declan Rice on a counter attack because he had a clear advantage and he brought him down. And yeah, that was a clear second yellow, very clear. So now we're down to 10 man each. It's at 70 minutes, 71st minute now. So Arsenal have 20 minutes plus injury time to fucking win this game. Come on now. It's a level playing field now, 10 versus 10.
Yeah, and your 10 should be better than their 10.
Oh, we are. We have definitely been the better team. We had we had the bigger chance.
11.
We were even better than their 11. We were, they haven't really created much. I would say we've had about 4 so far in the game. We've had 4, good chances to score.
Yeah.
And we haven't. It's a shame Lewis Skelly got sent off because he was having a good game. He was looking really good in coming in from that left back role, cutting in to the middle.
Ref trying to even things up. Fucking Russ, the best.
Russ is just blatant at this point. He's just blatant, isn't he? He does it for troll. I'm sure he's trolling at this point. That's what he's doing. He's just fucking trolling.
Yeah. But the comment you made the other week about how in the American football sphere, how Spencer is definitely the Russ of American football because of what he says about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
and the bias towards them and things like that.
Remember he was talking about the referee or something bias or something in and he's saying how VAR works so well and how it works so well in America. And I just posted that meme of Mahomes. Remember that? Because that's all he ever moans about every weekend is how Mahomes is getting all these decisions go his way.
I'm with Russ, to be honest. This is the words of Colonel. The ref trying to rub up Mikel Arteta the right way.
Yeah, Colonel.
The right way.
Colonel knows how to get rubbed up the right way, don't you, Colonel? You slag.
The rubby kind of person. He's a rubby person. Very good. Very good. So obviously, the road trip is sponsored by Gary.
Yes, Gary, get well soon. I believe he's not feeling very well at the moment, so get well soon. And he's got.
I did say at the start. I imagine if Gary was in any condition where he could actually remotely come on to stream, he would. Because I've seen him in Jamaica, where he was like, "I'm coming on the show."
He logged on from Jamaica, didn't he? Yeah. So if he could even, muster some words together, I'm sure he could. Or would get on.
Yeah. I'm sure he's listening to it right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again, sorry.
Yeah. I know it's coming now.
Yeah. I've never seen one word said in a more sinister manner.
That was brilliant. That's brilliant.
That came out from another video he made where he was talking about enjoying his holiday, and I was like, just because of the at some point that he said in it, I was like, I've got to clip that out.
Yeah, it's good, funny, really funny. We scored, Calafiori, Italiano. The cross comes in from the right. It's headed out by the defender, and Calafiori, who's just come into the box, he manages to get the ball and kick it into the far post. Calafiori does a great job of coming in there. So yes, I'm just looking at the replay now. It's a cross from Martinelli from the right. The defender heads it away, and it lands at Calafiori's feet, basically, in the box.
Ross is literally going between both shows, and he's like, Italiano, and yes.
Italiano, magnifico. Spaghetti a bolognese. It's tagliatella. It's a pasta penne. It's a goal. Golaccio. Remember that remember the Italian football on Channel 4 on Sundays?
I do. I mean, let's be fair, Sam. How could you not remember that? It was a big part of our childhood. I'd venture.
I used to like watching. AC Milan because they had such a fucking amazing team. With that, I mean, there was Maldini, Baresi, fucking Seydorf. I think they had Seydorf at the time. They had Desailly was playing for them. They had fucking Van Basten. I mean, they were just crazy. The early 90s AC Milan were just a fucking cheat team. I used to like watching them. They were the only team I like watching really because Italian football was quite boring. It was quite slow paced, but I did enjoy watching AC Milan.
I think Arsenal scoring is a great time for me to put out the link for tonight's show for Saturday night's main event.
What time does that start?
I'm starting the stream at 12:30 because I believe the show starts at 1 a.m. So obviously, obviously you're obviously welcome, but I'm just operating under the assumption that you're probably going to be asleep.
Well, the thing is, it is Saturday night, and I did get up late today. I did sleep long today, so I'm probably not going to be as tired later on tonight. So we'll see. If I'm still quite awake, I might just join you a bit for that if you want.
Yeah, well, when the show ends, I will almost certainly. I'll tell you what. I'll put the stream in the road trip chat, so either of you can join in if you want.
Yeah, because maybe the American lads want to join if they want.
Yeah,
because it's on Netflix, isn't it?
No, in England, Saturday night's main event is like every 3 months. I think they're going to do it. So, basically, cut long story short, it's probably going to be a YouTube stream in Europe.
Right.
But I think that will apply to you as well. You should be able to get a YouTube link from WWE for that.
Okay. Well, I might be able to put it on. If it's on YouTube, then I'll be able to. I'll put it on the TV, and I can watch it at the same time.
Yeah, it will definitely be accessible for you. Like it's not an illegal direct from WWE as a link.
Right. So it's not a paid service.
No, it's free. Free.
Okay, that's all right then, because I'll put it up on. Because if it's on YouTube, I can put it up on the telly. These dodgy streams.
Royal Rumble will be on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because the normal wrestling stuff is on Netflix, isn't it? The normal stuff.
Yeah. 100%.
So no, because what it is with because I'm using this laptop. What it is like if I have to watch something on like a dodgy stream or whatever, I have to watch it on the laptop. I don't get it up on the TV. So obviously, when I'm having, I can't watch something and be on a show at the same time on the same laptop. It just doesn't work.
That's understandable.
But if I can get it on the TV like I can with YouTube and with various streaming services, then I can watch it on the TV at the same time. So it's all right.
You should. I don't know how I'd get it in Norway because I don't know whether the actual link is going to.
Well, I'll have a little search for it afterwards. I'll have a little search for it. I'm sure it's going to be on YouTube or somehow it's going to be available.
Yeah. So. They put it on some sort of private stream, so like people can't pirate it or something like that. I don't know because they don't want Americans to have it.
Well, it's probably region locked or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it depends on what region you're in and all of that. So
Russ has confirmed. Colonel wants to know, is it live on YouTube? Russell said yes, it is, and Herbert is basically saying I'm watching it as well.
Well, of course he is, because he's a tag team partner with El Krusty Socko, isn't he? El Socko Krusty.
The sock and cock connection.
The sock and cock connection. That's what it is. It's a sticky connection.
Yeah. So just to confirm, obviously in the 74th minute, goal from Riccardo Calafiore.
Calafiore, he's Italiano. He's a beautiful Italian man. He speaks. He has spaghetti every day.
So the real winner in today's results will be Everton, by the look of it, because they will pull away from the bottom.
I'll tell you what. Of course, there's always that new manager bounce, right? The new manager effect is obviously a thing. But I think Moyes coming back to Everton that is going to help them so much, because I don't care what anybody says. David Moyes is a very. I called him Moyes. I don't know if fucking made him sound Spanish.
Is that because of his trip to Sociedad?
David Moyes from Portugal. David Moyes. No, the thing is, because they're all Portuguese and Spanish, all these managers now. It's so easy to just fuck around with the names. But no, obviously, David Moyes. I don't care what anybody says. He is a very, very good manager. What he did with Everton before, getting that team from a low, bottom of the half table team into the Champions League is just really, really good. And he did a good job at West Ham as well. Let's not forget that. I mean, he got West Ham. He got West Ham a European trophy, right? Let's not forget that. I mean, it's West Ham we're talking about. They're a shit club. And they managed to get some decent players, half decent players, and Moyes managed to get them a European trophy. Yes, it was the fucking the bottom rank trophy, but it's still a European trophy.
You know what I'm gonna do? I don't know if it'll actually work, but I've went on WWE Netflix, not Netflix page, YouTube page, and I'm gonna try and put the link in the chat. That I shouldn't get in trouble for this, should I? Like if I put the YouTube link in the chat to their live stream for Saturday Night Main Event,
Yeah.
because it's more that I want you to click on it so you can see if it will actually let you view it, because presumably it's going to be the international feed. So that should work for you as well.
Well, it's going to be on. It's going to be on. If YouTube are doing it, it'll be on YouTube for me as well. It's
on their live page,
yeah.
on their live videos. But the thing that did make me laugh on it, I've gone to it and it says that 194 people waiting. It's like, this fucking thing ain't happening for 8 hours. What are you fucking?
Yeah. Oh god, yeah.
There's people sat in there. Like, what are you
chatting? Is there a live chat as well?
I'm going to click on it. I don't think there is, because it's a private. Because again,
yeah,
it's literally just there.
Well, imagine the carnage of being. Imagine the carnage of being that live chat. I mean, it would just be carnage, wouldn't it?
Yeah. From what I can tell, there is no live chat. There's just 194 people sat on this page.
Just sat waiting with fucking nothing else to do, basically. Yeah. No, but I was just going to finish off with David Moyes.
Yeah, please. Sorry.
I was just saying, I mean, what he did at Everton was fantastic. I think fantastic. He did a brilliant job at West Ham. And in between, obviously, he got the Man United job. But let's not forget, his job at Manchester United was basically impossible, because he had to take over after Sir Alex Ferguson. I mean, imagine that, taking over after him. And that squad he took over wasn't very good. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson got a huge amount of performance out of a very, very mediocre squad. And David Moyes had to take over that squad. And basically, I mean, unless he would have won the league or won a Champions League or whatever, there was nothing that was ever going to please the Man United fans after Sir Alex Ferguson. So his job was virtually impossible. And yeah, I think that job was just too much for him. But then he went to West Ham, and look what he did at West Ham. He won little West Ham. Yes, they are a little club. So sorry, West Ham fans watching. You are a little club, Chris. Chris, you West Ham slag. I know you just have to admit your team's small, mate. But they still managed to get a European trophy. So credit due. Credit due.
The thing that no one ever says when they won that, Sam, is that they had probably the highest budget. Their budget compared to every other team in that tournament was such that they probably had a higher transfer budget than most of the teams in the group stage.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, that's what I said. It is the lowest rank. This, it's the UEFA. What they call it again? That stupid trophy.
Conference League.
Yeah, the Conference League.
I mean, they don't get me wrong. They won it. Like it's better they win it rather than they're in it and then they lose in the second round or something.
Yeah, it's an easier trophy to win. Obviously, like you say, they are one of the biggest clubs in that trophy. But you still have to. But you still have to go and win it, don't you? That's the thing. You still have to go through all the rounds, the league stage and all the knockout stage, and get to the final and win it. So, yeah. The point is that David Moyes is a good manager.
I'm running down to the ring with nothing, just my socko. I'm fighting Drew McIntyre. I'll let Drew know. Russ Morgan with David Moyet, formerly of Yazoo.
Oh yeah, Yazoo. Remember them?
Yeah, and Colonel Ward with David Moyes, keeping up with trends, goes around yeeting at his players. Fucking thinks he's one of the Uso twins, which he is, obviously.
Yeet.
Anyway, sorry. Andy Herbert with Bournemouth 4-0, which I can confirm is true.
4-0 to Bournemouth. Nottingham Forest getting absolutely fucking pulverised today, which we love to see. And obviously, if we manage to still win this game, we're in the 86th minute now, 1-0. If we manage to win this, we pull away from Nottingham Forest as well, which is good. But it's essential for us to win this game. We have to win this game because we can't let Liverpool pull 3 points away from us.
No, you absolutely cannot. But also, Coventry are beating Watford 2-1, which displeases me. I don't like either, but I really don't like Coventry now that Frank Lampard is their boss. He seems to be getting results for him. and we've got to go there at some point soon, which will obviously bring out. He will go into his coaching manual and go, "How can I beat Leeds again?"
And Dr. Leeds will be there, obviously. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Leeds.
Hi, Dr. Leeds. Why did it take us so long to get there? It was a natural joke. I can't believe I'm sitting there last week. I'm looking at the one where they put the Tottenham thing over Nick Riviera, and I'm sitting there going, why have I not done that with the Leeds badge? Like, why have I not put the Leeds badge on Dr. Nick? And it was like, hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Sheffield Wednesday are now winning 2-0 at QPR. Sunderland are still winning 2-1. No, Plymouth Argyle have scored. Plymouth have scored. It's now 2-2. Sunderland 2, Plymouth Argyle 2. Fucking hell. I nearly jumped out. I nearly jizzed out my pants then. And it was
amazing, son. Fucking amazing.
Emma Jones is obviously poorly, and everyone makes the same joke because obviously the same picture is used of her stood at Ellen Road with her fucking giant ass baps stood. And everyone goes, "Oh, what operation is she having? Is she having them made smaller?" Because obviously, if she's got back pain, we can all explain why that is. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Emma Jones, she works for LUTV. But if you've ever seen her, let's just say she is a very solid citizen.
Well, we know how they get these jobs, don't we? It's not. It's basically not for what they're saying, is it?
Let me just quickly pull up an image of Emma. Of course, a 5-0 to Bournemouth.
Yep. Tierney's come on for Arsenal, taking Martinelli off.
Just for reference, that is Emma Jones, of course.
Oh yeah, she's tasty, isn't she? She is tasty, and she's obviously a Leeds expert, isn't she? You can just see it on her that she's a Leeds expert. It's got nothing to do with the mammaries on the front of her body.
Because I like when things come up and go like, she's obviously a Leeds fan. I'm like, what about her working at Leeds makes her a Leeds fan? I imagine she wants Leeds to do well because obviously the more visible the club is, the better it is for her.
Yeah.
I'm not digging her out for that. That's just the reality of it. It's like, or even all the Leeds, the beat reporters, like we had one named Phil Hay. He ain't doing it anymore because he does another job at the Athletic. But obviously for him, he used to openly sit there when we were in the Championship the first time and go, the main reason I want Leeds promoted is because I heard that Manchester City stick out a cheese board for their journalists.
Right, okay. Ooh, a cheese board. Ooh.
You should have seen how happy he was. He's like, I'm going to get to go to the Etihad and eat their cheese board.
So happy. So happy.
Which he did.
Yeah.
To be fair to him.
Well, he likes a
I
bit of
admire
cheese,
the honesty, of course.
To
which Russ Morgan says she's been rattled more times than a beggar's tin. Change! You got change!
Got any change? You got any change for me? No, I bet. Yeah, I think he's right with that one, to be honest.
But I imagine she personally can choose to be rattled more times than a beggar's tin. She's definitely not settling for what she can get.
No, I think she's got. Well, they say beggars can't be choosers, but I think she can.
Yeah. Goal scored at Anfield, but which way has it gone?
Oh, is it 5-0?
That's 4-1.
Oh wow!
Goal
Ipswich
scored by
managed to get a goal.
Jacob Greaves. Obviously the 5th goal was scored by Semenyo. So 5-0. So that's going to do your goal difference a world of good. Oh, yours are better than theirs anyway, but they're now down to +6. Third in the table, +6.
Yep, we're in the 91st minute here. There's 5 minutes of added time. We look like we're pretty much in control, to be honest, but you never know. We need to keep switched on here, keep focus. Got another 4 minutes to go here, 4.5 minutes, and then it's 3 points. I'm so glad the referee gave Wolves a second yellow card and a red, so it levelled the playing field. I'm sure Russ can agree with that.
In all seriousness, though, I'm just so glad that everything was working out for Leeds at the moment.
You guys are doing well at the moment. You got a very good home record, which you're doing well. But you also managed to get some points away as well, aren't you? So that's good.
Well, because it was coming out like we've been we weren't getting a lot of points away from home, and then we went and won away twice over Christmas, and I believe we won away. We've won 2 home games in a row, obviously.
Yeah.
I think our last game we won as well away from home. Feels like it was true. In the form guide, but still, the important thing here is let's go to Russ's latest comment about Emma Jones, which is she's been cocked more times than Dick Turpin's pistol. I nearly called him Dick Perpin's Tistel.
Dick Perpin's Tistel. That's a good one. That one. It's a good one.
But yeah, Leeds' goal difference is currently plus 34. Burnley is plus 27. So, to my understanding, for Burnley to actually overtake us on Monday night, they need to beat Leeds 7-0.
Yeah, well, that's not happening, is it? Even with Melia in goal, that's not happening, is it?
I'll be very surprised if that does.
He managed to keep a clean sheet. Didn't you manage to keep a clean sheet last time now?
He's kept 2 clean sheets.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday, we won 3-0 and we won 2-0 on Wednesday night.
Who'd you beat on Wednesday?
But Norwich.
Norwich. Oh, that's a pretty good win, actually. Yeah, no, Leeds are doing well. I'm happy for you. Like I said, if I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle, but if it does happen where Arsenal somehow manage to pull this back and win the league, and Arsenal end up winning the Premier League and you guys end up winning the Championship, that's like we've said before, that's going to be some fucking road trip that Saturday after, isn't it?
The only thing which will the only statistic which basically points to the fact that you might not win the title here is obviously the points difference. But obviously, every time Leeds have won the second tier to get promoted, Liverpool win the title.
That's ominous, isn't it? That is ominous.
And that even when we won the Championship under Bielsa, Liverpool won the So Liverpool, when that statistic came out, all Liverpool fans were sitting there going, fucking hope Leeds win the Championship. Fucking hope Leeds win the Championship. Because obviously if we don't, they don't win anything.
Yeah.
But still, obviously I want to win it, but obviously I would not be the saddest person in the world if we finish second.
No, I mean, obviously direct promotion is nice, isn't it? Whether it's first or second. But yeah, you do want that added little extra winning the league and getting the trophy, don't you? Obviously, winning the Championship is nice.
Well, because that's the only league trophy we ever tend to raise is the actual one in the Championship. Because when we won the Football League, when we won the league before the Premier League, that was the same trophy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
The trophy for Division 1 is now the trophy for the Championship. It's the same. It's the physical same trophy.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. That's a good point. That actually, because they made the Premier League trophy as a new trophy, wasn't it? They made a new one.
Yes, and then the Football League adopted the Division 1 trophy for what was then their Division 1.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think a lot of people forget that is actually still the same trophy. Yeah.
So it's the same trophy we lifted in 1992, and then we lifted in 2020.
Yep.
But obviously, I wanted to go up. Even with lockdown, I still was like, obviously, I want to be in the Premier League. Because it felt like so long since I'd had that novelty of like, oh, my team are not terrible kind of thing. Even when we got promoted, we weren't terrible.
Sorry to interrupt you, but the final whistle is just gone for Arsenal. Just won 1-0 away at Wolves. Calafiori's goal in the 74th minute has won us the 3 points. Very important 3 points, winning away at the Molineux. Yeah, good performance overall. Red card wasn't a red card for Lewis Skelly. And Wolves, Gomez gets a second yellow, levels the playing field in the 70th minute or so. And then, decent win. We just absolutely imperative to get those 3 points and keep up with Liverpool. So, yep, good win, lads.
Is it fair of me? Is it fair of me to basically suggest that Russ Morgan made a phone call at half time?
He just might have complained to the PGMOL, and they've gone, all right, Russ, we got you, mate. Don't worry.
So obviously, Anthony Herbert is saying Arsenal won, and the team he actually.
Oh, he's got his little country bumpkin team down there with their dirt, down in the dirt, with the southwest down with the dirt.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like his actual team is Bristol City, but his Premier League team is Arsenal.
Yeah, but he's from Bristol, isn't he? From the Bristol area.
Yeah. They're the best team of his local teams.
Yeah, I mean, like we was talking about, there's not any Southwest Premier League teams, is there? There's not really many good teams in the Southwest. I think Bristol City are pretty much the best team. You got Yeovil, they're down the leagues a bit, aren't they? You got Plymouth are down the league. Well, Plymouth are in the Championship, aren't they? So I suppose Plymouth is the best team apart from Bristol.
Plymouth are bottom though.
So they're not doing so well, are they? Plymouth, yeah. But you got Plymouth, you got Bristol, and that's about it. Yeovil quite far down the system, aren't they?
That sounds right. So I'd also like to confirm Sunderland 2, Plymouth 2, which is basically. It's not that I don't want Sunderland to do well. It's just I think their fans are fucking smug. They are kind of the equivalent of us, because obviously they are a big club.
Well, when you live right up there in the northeast, isn't it? It's what you're going to do. That's all you can do is shoot up heroin and drink booze. So you've got to be proud of your football team, and because there's nothing else to be proud of.
That's exactly right. But they are very much we've got the best fans in Chatsworth. So I watched half of your fans leave when we were 2-1 up there, even though you were top of the Championship at the time.
Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Absolute disgraceful. Reprehensible behaviour, if you ask me.
But then they'll sit and tell me that they've got the best fans in football. It's like you haven't even got the best fans in the Championship.
Nah.
You haven't even got the best fans in the stadium you're in today.
Sunderland
better fans than your lot.
Absolute slags, that's what they are. And Russ is saying slow. I suppose you just call them slow. Slough are losing 2-1 to Tonbridge. So Russ
are losing.
Yeah, so Russ is going to go on a dogging rampage tonight, obviously, isn't he? Because he's sad that Slough are losing.
Bournemouth fight in Dorset. Spencer has appeared. But I can't see him, so I don't know if he's actually pressed the link by accident. So I've just. Oh, he's here. He's here. He's in his car. He's in his car. So I'll bring him in a second. But just want to go confirm for Retro Audit Gamer, Colonel Ward. Tranmere finished 1-1 with Gillingham. And
that's a non-binary result.
Yeah. Good evening, Spencer.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I'm just glad that game ended. I mean, that was going to be a rough ending the way that thing was trending with that red card.
Yeah.
But good afternoon to everybody.
Yeah. How you doing?
You definitely do.
Where are you going?
Well, I'm headed to another location for work, so I'm obviously driving right now, but I'm not really looking at you guys or seeing the comments. But I figured I would say hello to the wonderful Sam and wonderful Tom and the wonderful chat room on a beautiful Saturday. Actually, it's not beautiful. It's 39 degrees here, Fahrenheit. I'm not doing the math for y'all. It's cold here, so. But, hey, I just figured I'd come hop on for a couple minutes while I'm in transit to my next location.
Yeah, nice. So, nice to see you, buddy. Yeah.
I noticed that a lot of your words indicated they're parallel to the fact that your football team won.
Happy with that.
Yeah. Look, the reality is, like, so you just got to get the 3 points, and I think, and they did it today. I mean, it's they still need a forward player like that can't be denied in this win or anything like that. But when you only score one goal, granted the 10 men, against Wolves, who has given up 51 goals the most in the Premier League. I mean, if that's not a cry for help, but I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you, but I'm also prepared that we're not going to bring anybody in this window based on who we've been rumored with. So, but yeah,
yeah, great win. Really important to win those games like that. Scrappy game, some bad decisions there and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a good 3 points. Keep the pressure up on Liverpool. Yeah, you're right. We're still lacking. You can see we're still lacking that attacking. That we need someone up there that can put the ball away better than what we've got. But yeah, it's still a good 3 points though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And don't get me wrong. This is definitely have the or get the quality chances. So I'm not going to dog Havertz or Trossard or Martinelli out. We just some of those chances that are missed today. Obviously, Erling Haaland puts them away, right? Salah puts them away, but but those guys are far and few between. I think another thing I was going to bring up is goalkeeping is far and few between too. Who's quality goalkeeper?
Raya has a.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Whoever, I don't know who dropped that ball in there towards the end, but the save he made on that long ball that got dropped in, that was beautiful by Raya.
Yeah.
I mean, the goalkeeping in this league isn't very good, and I know there's rumors of people like Ederson moving on and stuff like that, but Raya is definitely. I mean, he's made Arteta look right, with the decision to go with him over Ramsdale, like 100% vindicated.
Yeah. Raya was definitely the best choice there compared to Ramsdale. I mean, Raya's definitely saved us points, a lot of points this season. Definitely. So,
Let's get a view from the other team. Hello to Rosie with her first appearance this afternoon, who has basically said #Wolves were robbed.
Of course you will. Of course you would. No, I thought Lewis Skelly looked really good. I mean, it's a shame he got that red card, but I thought he looked really, really good today. Impressive player. Love seeing him.
He's so comfortable. He's so comfortable out there, and I think that's the big take from being 18. And that's why I'm not even mad at him. Like, I'm looking back at it. I think it's a red. I think you could make an argument for not to be red because he gets him on the side. But we see those stud tackles constantly on Saturdays, Sundays, and Fridays and Mondays, and I don't know. For me, it's harsh, but at the same time, I'm not dogging him out. He's 18 years old. Like, it is what it is. Learning experience, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe just let that player go past you. It's not a big deal. But again, these are those little things, and I don't know, man. Like, I was really angry at the moment when it happened, and then I watched it over a few times, and I talked myself into it being a red. I'm just not going to do this whole conspiracy theory against Arsenal stuff. I do think Michael Oliver has a lot of conflicts of interest, 100%.
Yeah.
But I can't talk myself into it being a massive conspiracy. These people aren't smart enough to do that.
Oh no, definitely not. It's definitely not. They're not smart enough to do any of that. Like you say, they just make mistakes. That's what keeps happening, and unfortunately, the referees in the Premier League make many mistakes. That's where we are. That's the issue. So, yeah. No, I mean, like you say, maybe it could have been a red card if you want to be really strict about it. But yeah, I think it looked a bit harsh to me. But it is what it is. I mean, like you say, Lewis Skelly didn't need to go into that tackle. He could have just let the Wolves player go because it's just outside of the Wolves box. You still got 90 yards to go to get to the goal. So, 80 yards to go. So, yeah, I mean, it's a stupid thing. Like you say, he'll learn from it. He's young. He's an amazing player. I mean, he's so strong.
Yes.
Be 18 years old and be that strong. I mean, you see that guy just bullying big Premier League men. He just bullies them, and he's 18 years old.
He reminds me of an 18-year-old, too, because an 18-year-old doesn't know what the hell they're getting into, so they take those risks. And but again, like, and Rory played well today, too, filling in for Odegaard.
Yeah, I thought he looked okay. He looked okay, yeah.
I was one of the coworkers that I was talking to today. She's a United fan. Not Leeds, but the Man United type. Sorry, Tom.
Oh, God.
And well, talking to her about it, that's, a lot of these people, a lot of these footballers they don't have that football brain mindset. So like we were talking about Wayne Rooney, for example, and like how he was a good player, but as far as the man management just wasn't good enough. So I guess my point to this is like Miles Lewis Skelly, like we saw Trossard earlier today almost try to pull someone down that was on a run, but it's kind of like you don't need to do that. Instead of following them, like cut it away a little bit, give them a little bit of space. So like they don't understand the full grasp of the game, and for him to be 18 and he makes that pull back there, if he's 24, 25, he maybe doesn't do that, right? So there's that growth progression of understanding situational football.
It's a learning experience, isn't it? It's a learning experience. You got to learn from what you're doing, and you're learning by doing. Basically, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%. So
but great result. 3 points. We needed that 3 points today. I thought when we got the red card, I thought, here we go. It's going to be another, we're going to, mess this up again. But no, I'm so glad we managed to get those 3 points. I'm so happy for Calafiore because he looks like he's been lacking a bit of confidence lately. But yeah, to get into the box like that and score, get the winning goal. I mean, that's going to do the world of good for him. Happy for Calafiore. Yeah, so that was a good result. Good, solid, important result. Very much important result.
It is, and here's the thing that's good about this, and this is the takeaway I take away from this. As bad as that red card challenge is for Miles Lewis Skelly, we don't have to talk about it actually impacting the outcome. Because if you look at Gomez,
can you imagine if we lost that game? If Wolves didn't get that second yellow and we would have lost that game, you can just imagine the meltdown happening on social media right now.
Oh, it's like a knee reflex when the doctor used to take the little hammer and hit your knee. It would have been all over the place. But I mean, they're probably still going to moan about it because I didn't really look at the group chats as I was watching the game on my phone. And there's people sending Twitter updates and all this whatever. I'm just glad it worked out. Different. So hold on one second.
Probably his wife.
It's his wife.
That's the way it works.
In the show, she's like, he's on the phone.
Why he's on the phone, man?
Yeah. It's a good 3 points, but I didn't get to watch you guys. Motherfuckers. Sorry.
They're calling you, man. They want you, man. They need you, man.
It's someone asking if I want to sell. Dude, it's someone calling me asking if I have Medicare Part A, Part B, or someone asking to buy my property. That's the only people that call me, the scammers. So
God damn, man.
It's probably a good idea to say hello to Gary.
Yeah, Gary's here. Popped in the chat.
Some would call it spying on people with his child, maybe with his baby, the channel, of course. But
hey,
in all
Gary,
seriousness, hello, Gary. I hope you're feeling better.
Get well soon, buddy. But Spencer's going to say Nottingham Forest lost 4-0 today. They got absolutely trashed by Bournemouth, so that's good for us.
Wow.
3 points away from them.
How good has Bournemouth been this year too? Because I hate to bring this up because we talk about it, and it's kind of like the Bournemouth loss in itself was bad, but look at some of the teams they beat. Bournemouth just took 4-1 last week on Newcastle, and now you're saying 4-0 on Forest.
Yeah, they absolutely thrashed Forest today, so they're doing pretty well actually. Yeah, you're like you say they're an underrated team.
Some would say that Nottingham Forest got smashed like people should smash the like button.
Exactly. Smash the like
button. Do it for Gary. Do it for Gary, of course. Do it for Gary. Because Gary will be... I'm sure Gary's feeling terrible today, but he'd feel a lot better if people smashed the like button for him, even when he's not here. Smash it.
Smash it.
It's the
smash it hard.
They want their ringtone back. That didn't sound PG.
Yeah, well, listen, I can't help the car ringtone. You know what I mean? So, But yeah.
That reminds me, in the year 2000, when I've got my first phone, it's like my second phone, Nokia, I think it was 3210. I could not wait to get the Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal ringtone. And then I got it. And then after about listening to it 5 times, I was like, silent. And that's where my phone has stayed for about.
I love it when you could actually use songs as your ringtone. That was peak back in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, and they had something called ringback tones too. Remember, someone would hear your song as they called you.
Yeah,
you could pay for that. That's so bad. And then you know because they were audible actual songs, and then I had like an Altel phone, I think 2005, and I got in trouble because I bought like $40 worth of ringtones. I obviously paid my parents back, but they sounded so bad. Like everybody talks about how great the old days were, but they really screwed us over on some things back in the old days.
Yeah, you're right.
They'll always find a way to remove money from your pocket.
Oh yeah, they'll always manage to do that. And talking about Bournemouth, they're actually Anthony Herbert in the chat here saying, yeah, but Bournemouth they're now up at 6 together with Chelsea. So Bournemouth are doing well. I mean, they're up in 6th place.
I believe they leapfrog Man City, if I remember rightly.
Bournemouth above Man City. I mean that's pretty good going.
Yeah, how does the phrase go? It says Bournemouth are in 6th place, just in time for United to go down to the championship.
Yes. So. Oh my God, everybody. Oh, that would be crazy if they did that. That's not going to happen. I can't see that happening.
No.
We all want it to happen. We all want that to happen, obviously.
Rosie,
we want the
phone. Mickey and
Garfield phone. I remember seeing that.
Motorola StarTAC was Beatson's first cell phone in 1998. Retroholic Gamer, otherwise known as Colonel Ward, said, "Oh, it's Rosie. Hi. Hi. Before that, it was the pager.
Yeah, I remember those pagers and beepers. Oh my God, that was annoying.
Yeah.
I remember paying a fortune for the Sex in the City ringtone on my Samsung flip phone in the words of Rosie.
I just read the first sentence there, and it said on the chat here. It said, "I remember paying a fortune for the sex." I'm like, what? What was she writing?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm at a stoplight, and when you read that, I said that has to be Rosie. I'm hoping that's Rosie. That's not.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, I remember. They used to charge you for the early days. They would charge you for certain ringtones and stuff. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Remember the frog? I don't want to remind everybody about the frog.
Crazy Frog did not make it over to America, if I remember rightly. Hopefully, but it was everywhere in England. Flat Eric, obviously. Colonel Ward replied, "I'm well, my lady. How are you?" So we've had people talking about it's 1980s calling. They want their ringtone back. Well, we've gone back to the 1400s with
chivalry.
I'm well, my lady. How are you, my lady? Oh yes,
chivalry.
Yes.
There's no issue with it. In all seriousness, politeness should not be mocked. It really shouldn't.
Politeness is good. Actually.
Mine was a BT Cellnet one touch.
Well, if I'm going to be known as a guy with a crappy ringtone, at least I didn't fart on a stream. That's all I'm saying. So.
You haven't farted on a stream. That's good. Yeah, good old Ryan.
I've farted on the stream a lot. I've just never been caught.
Yeah, it's got silent but deadly ones are normally pretty good for streaming. But yeah, Ryan had a loud one, didn't he? That was fucking funny.
It was good though. Hey man, it is what it is, you know. Like
you can't help it. You can't help it, right? It has to come out.
By the look of it, by the sound of it. I like the freeway pager phone, and I had a sidekick. That was life.
My first phone was a Siemens. I can't remember what. I think it's a C28 or something. It was like quite small, but it had its own ringtone, and I really liked the ringtone. It was like one of the first phones that had like an electronic music. Like dance music ringtone. It was at the end of the 90s. I think it was about 99. I got it, I think. I fucking love that phone.
Russ Morgan said someone said freeway. And he was in it. He was in here like it was a slow little car park.
Exactly. I was going to say, Russ Morgan, you know your way around a three-way, don't you? Because you're going to be in that car park tonight.
my favourite, my first phone was a Nokia Face-Off, and I remember being with Vodafone.
Good old Vodafone and early days of Vodafone.
I'm shocked that they're still around. Vodafone.
Yeah, they're still around.
You never really hear anything about them, but they're still trucking away. To be fair.
Yeah. But they made phones solid back in the day, though. I mean, remember the old Nokias and stuff? I mean, you could throw those things out of a fucking three-story window, and that fucker would work. You know, like nothing happened. You know, those phones were solid back in the day.
Yeah, they really were, and they had Snake on them.
Yeah, Snake. Yeah, Snake. My God, yeah.
And then you got proper in the future when they went, you like Snake? Well, why don't you have Snake 2?
Yeah, Snake in color. Remember when the first color screens came? It was like Snake in color. Yeah. Fuck me, Jesus.
I remember it wasn't as good though. It didn't have the je ne sais quoi of basically the Poundland vibe to it.
Yes, exactly. It
was like you've actually took this thing into the future.
Well, the thing was, I think people were starting to get a bit fed up with when it finally came in color. I think people were a bit fed up with it already. Then, weren't they? It was like we didn't have the same appeal to it.
I liked Snake 2 specifically because if I remember rightly, because on the original Snake you couldn't leave the screen. You were literally trapped within. But then when you realised that if you was in trouble, you could actually just go out the side of the screen and appear at the other side. And
that's true.
The fuck is this? The fuck is this? It's incredible. Anyway, sorry, what?
That's crazy.
Snake 3, I can't remember what they did to actually.
No, I can't remember. I don't think I played Snake 3. I was moved on to something different by then. Yeah. Good old phones back in the day when they were fucking solid and didn't break all
Russ
the time.
Morgan says Norway still has tin can and string.
Oh yes, Russ. Oh yes. Our tin can and string. It's great. I have a Nokia tin can. It's brilliant.
I was on stoop last night and Lawrence had his earpiece in. He went to the toilet. We heard him pissing on the show. To be fair though. No. It's going to sound really grotty, but that's a nothing thing because the amount of times I've heard Lolo pissing on the after show, I feel like I'm in there with him.
What's this whole bio break thing you fucking do on the stoop? Is it? Do people actually have to take a piss after an hour? Is that? I mean,
to be fair, they are drinking booze during the show,
yeah.
So
fair enough.
It's in case anyone needs to go. But I think it's just an excuse to break the show up a bit.
Yeah, you probably want to go and have a cigarette or whatever, probably something like that. Yeah.
Good old bio break.
Yeah.
Good old bio break.
I've always wondered this, but if you've got a blind couple having sex, how do you know if it's in or not?
Oh God!
I'm not gonna ask questions. Never mind.
Colonel, you silly boy.
Better question: if you have a couple and one's blind and the other's deaf,
what?
How do you know if you're doing it wrong?
But the one thing you obviously haven't grasped is it's not all about looking at things, is it? It's about feeling things, right?
Yeah, I was about to say something. I don't want to say anything.
Sometimes you don't want to look, right? That's the thing. Sometimes you just don't want to fucking look. You can be blind.
Well, no, I get that, but it's like there's a trap in the one Saw films where basically two people were chained together, but one of them had their eyes sewed shut and the other one had its mouth sewed shut.
Yeah.
So all they really needed to do was work out, because the key was on the back of their heads. So they only had to work out the situation. But he did it knowing that they're going to immediately jump to, this person next to me is trying to kill me. So they started fighting. And obviously the one with the eyes open had the advantage, let's just say. And anyway, I don't know how that had anything to do with anything, but still. 3 nights and weekends were something to live by. I remember when they started giving 1,000 texts for a month for a tenner. It was incredible.
Oh, dude, they literally stole money from us.
I miss the days. Yeah, you're right, Spencer. And I miss the days of just not having to constantly fucking worry about the phone.
Dude, I mean, it was the worst. Like, I remember because, Holly had a different phone provider. and we would text each other because if you had the same phone provider, it's free, whatever. And I ran over 1 month. Man, I think I owed, I don't know, it was like $50 over, but I mean, that was in the early days of dating, whereas like nowadays, like, look, man, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, that was such a scam that they got us. I mean, whatever. I mean, those are old days. There's a lot of good stuff about the 90s and the 2000s that were good, but that really wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking about this last night. I was watching The Office, and you remember we talked about Blockbuster and all these movie rental places. They would take like a season of a disc of a show and split it into 3 different like discs. So instead of getting season 2, they would give you episodes. Oh man.
Yeah. That's they know how to get money out of people, right? That's their business, isn't it? Yeah.
No matter how much technology gets better, they will still find a way to remove the money from your pocket.
Well, now you don't actually own anything. That's the problem now, right? That's the biggest scam ever now, because you don't actually own anything. You buy something online, but you have to be subscribed to their service to own it. So as soon as you don't subscribe to them, you don't own it anymore. So it's actually a fucking scam. It's actually, I don't see how it's legal. I don't see how they legally can say you own something when you fucking don't. I just don't see how they get away with that shit. But they do, obviously, because they get away with everything. So, yeah.
Rosie had an Alcatel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Something they probably did in Scotland. In Scotland, they dumped all the crap in Scotland, so Rosie got all the crap.
That makes sense.
All the stuff that didn't work. All the stuff that didn't work anywhere else. That's what Scotland got.
You had to hold the whole thing to be on it. You could only read one line of text. Then always had Nokias from then on. And Nokia said, save me some, Tom. The only thing I've been talking about generally last 5 minutes is farts, so I don't know what you want me to save you, but still. Anyway, Bitsgun says Norway uses the pigeon system.
Don't knock the pigeons, they're fucking great, the pigeons. They are fucking reliable.
Russ Morgan then said he'd moved on to women by the time Snake 2 come out.
I bet you're gonna have a snake tonight in the car park, aren't you, Russ?
There was a far more obvious joke to be made there. It was like, so you didn't really move on to women then? Same thing.
Russ is a snake charmer.
Snake charmer. There you go. Which Lawrence is on the stoop? Or the gentleman that speaks West Ham but can only speak West Ham.
Yeah.
And I know the obvious thing is, but you only speak Leeds. It's like, yeah, by choice. I openly don't watch Arsenal. Anyway, sorry, what? Anyway, West Ham, Lawrence, Kentucky. Norway uses the bottle system, Jose.
Well, it's better than what they used in Scotland, which was the fucking cave drawing system. That's used to send messages through cave drawings. That's what you used to do in Scotland.
Which Russ Morgan did say, yeah, but they couldn't communicate with each other. He obviously typed that in between me explaining. The whole point was they couldn't communicate, to which they naturally end up fighting. Anyway, and smoke signals. There you go. Russ Morgan then followed it up with Spencer doesn't bother to text Holly anymore.
I mean, why would I if she's right next to me? I mean, actually, we do text.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't need a text.
We guinea pigs had to pay for being late, as in, I believe that's referencing Blockbuster.
Yeah, good old Blockbuster. Yeah.
Nothing could beat the Video Man.
Good old Video Man.
Yep. Every street in England had a Video Man that would basically drive around the streets and you'd look in the back of his van, which in hindsight, I can't believe they allowed this. And I can't believe my parents
I'll be right back, John. I'll be right back.
Because I don't get how I couldn't have very easily been pushed into the back of that van. But it'd have soon brought me back. Because the conversation with Tom, he would have
regretted making that choice with you, Tom.
He would have been like, "Nah, I'm just going to send him back, and we'll pretend there's no harm, no foul." I don't want to fuck Tom at this point. Anyway, what? Anyway, the Video Man was very nice. He, to my knowledge, he was not a serial killer.
Yes, we hope so.
I will be in Chinese soon, to be fair, hopefully. I fucking hated the fees I accumulated by not changing my plan when going on vacation. I learned a very expensive
the early days of going on vacation were very expensive. Very expensive, yeah. I remember that. That was horrible. Yeah.
Alcatel is, I've said it 4 different ways, but it's French. The old dude from Up, that is Lawrence, actually, to be fair. My 24-inch Python. Sure, Terry Bow later.
Yeah, there's a
Sure.
24-inch python in Lidl car park tonight. I'll tell you that.
I didn't know Python made TVs. That's actually quite funny because she wouldn't know that's Hulk Hogan line. I'm guessing. Ha ha from BX. Ha ha ha. Anyway. Brenny.
Hey, so
It's Brenny, everyone. It's Brenny.
Hey, Brenny. Hey, Brenny,
I
man.
love saying his name. It's
what's going
Brenny.
on, Brenny?
Brenny.
I'm Brenny and I'm on the road trip, is what I'd say if I was Brenny. But I'm not Brenny, so he just went afternoon, gents. I'll take any number 9 right now.
Look at Spencer's out on the prowl. Look at him. Looking. He's just looking for no good. He is. That's what he's doing.
Russ
I can't say that much. You what?
He's looking for baddies. Spencer's out looking for baddies.
I thought he put the camera on in case so we were witnesses to whatever the copper did to him.
No, we're not doing that bad. No, we try to not break the law. So
breaking the law. Dude,
So,
breaking the law.
Tom, what's you got a preview for this Saturday night main event? What's going on with that?
Oh my God, I'm so glad that you asked, even though I totally didn't prompt this. Well, no, I really didn't. You've done a thing, which is very kind of you. Anyway, so basically tonight I'm gonna be like watching Saturday night's main event live on YouTube. And if anyone's interested, of course, let me do the thing. We are going to be live tonight at 12:30 in the afternoon, not the afternoon, the evening for America. Obviously, 12:30 in the morning, at night, however you look at it. Basically here. Anyway, on that link, I believe it's that link. I hope it's. No, actually, that's not the link for the show. I'll fucking click it anyway. Whatever. It's a link to something. It might even be a link to Gary in the bath. It's not. Anyway, what? Anyway. Yeah. So apparently, live tonight, we're going to it's Saturday night's main event. We're going to get Sheamus versus Bron Breakker live on Saturday night's main event. Sam, do your thing. Make your jokes.
Who the fuck is Bron Breakker? Who the fuck is that? That's some nobody. And then we've got Sheamus, the Irish fucking garbage bin worker. Look at him. Look at him. Looks terrible. Fucking, how's that wrestler? He looks about as scary as a wet paper bag. He does.
Michael Oliver is like Mike Dean, attention seekers who were probably bullied, like all referees. Definitely people that wanted to play football but weren't good enough, so they thought they'd punish everyone else for it. One I'm actually looking forward to, in all seriousness, Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu.
Ooh.
And I know Sam's quite fond of Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fat Man. Look at him. Got gold teeth. He's got his mouth open, ready for a fucking cheese bun. Yep, he's ready to go.
Where you are, BX, I believe it will be on USA Network or whatever. Wherever it's definitely on TV in America. In England/Europe, it is on YouTube.
Is this the like a 2-hour show or a 3-hour show?
No, it's going to be 2 hours. It's basically going to promote the Royal Rumble for next week. Not that they talk about it enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley. Because of course we are.
Oh, it's Jenny ate the block.
Jenny ate the block.
Yeah.
And also we're going to get Gunther versus Jey Uso. Yeet. Yeet, Spencer.
Yeet.
Yeah. And just for sheer randomness, we're going to get a contract signing between Billy Idol and KO from Blue Peter.
Oh, look at Billy Idol and who's that random fucking cowboy in the back there? Some street person they brought in.
That's right. They brought him in off the street.
Jesus Christ.
So what belt does Kevin Owens have currently?
I don't know, but it's made by Blue Peter.
They basically, to my understanding, that is the old WWF Championship from 1988, and they let Cody Rhodes wear it on the previous Saturday night's main event, just as like, it would be really cool if you go out and wear it. So then Kevin Owens stole it. He stole it from him, and he's walking around with it, and he's basically talking like he is the champion, when he's obviously not.
Oh, there we go.
That's a real thing.
You can drink,
so,
right?
So obviously tonight, midnight 30, obviously. But let's go back onto the trip. The road trip, sorry.
Well, that seems like a good card, as they would call it.
I like that it's going to be 2 hours. So I like that it's going to hit 3 o'clock in the morning here, and I'll be like, I'm going to bed. It'll be really cool.
You don't have to be up all night for that. That'll be good.
I do believe they're doing a couple of them. BX, they're doing 4 of them per year. Oh, Chelsea scored, did they? I predicted a 3-0 win for Chelsea. I like the retro feel. Marmouche almost.
Why am Marmouche is playing for City?
Chelsea
scored. Chelsea scored.
So what do you got with the updates from the 10 o'clock game? Do you have the scores? I know I could easily Google this, but I figured it.
Yeah, give him the scores from today, Tom.
Okay, no problem. So before we go, just to give you the update that in the Premier League, Bournemouth 5, Nottingham Forest 0.
5-0 in the end. 5-0. Wow.
5-0.
Wow.
Everton, Brighton 0, Everton 1. Liverpool 4, Ipswich Town 1. Southampton 1, Newcastle United 3. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Arsenal 1. And a current score, Noni Madueke, if that's his name, has got the opening goal in the first 3 minutes. So currently 0-1 to Chelsea. In the already. Championship, Luton Town 0, Millwall 1. Norwich City 5, Swansea 1. This is the early kickoffs. Stoke City 0, Oxford United 0, and I'm pretty sure they owe people some money for having to watch that. And in the 3 o'clock games, Bristol City 2, Blackburn 1. Cardiff City 2, Derby County 1, where they can obviously go fuck themselves, Derby County. Go fuck yourself, you lost. Coventry City 2, Watford 1. Preston North End 2, Middlesbrough 1. QPR 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Sunderland 2, Plymouth Argyle 2. And West Bromwich Albion 5, Portsmouth 1. Got a comment here from Andy Herbert. He says, I'm off now, Stags. Going to play Football Manager 24. I'm going to send Leeds into liquidation. To which I've just got on my file where it's like, yeah, Andy Herbert's always been someone that needs to have his computer investigated by the police.
Anthony Herbert onto the Football Manager.
Andy Herbert's just earned himself about 76 years of detention.
He definitely has.
So Football Manager 25 is not coming out until March now, right?
Yeah.
Is anybody gonna buy it?
I probably will buy it just because of just fucking whenever.
Well, it's supposed to be new now, right? They've changed it. They've changed it all now, right? So that's it's going to be. But I'm definitely not getting it until a few months have passed because that thing is going to be fucking bug ridden when that comes out. Because that's a whole new platform. They've created a whole new platform, and the last time they did that with Championship Manager 4, basically back in 2005. That was a shit show. It took like 3 months until that game was working.
Yeah,
so yeah.
I bought that and then I took it back because I was like, this ain't fucking working. They were like, you can't return PC games. I was like, this PC game is not fucking working. Give me my fucking 28 quid back or whatever it would have been. Anyway,
right.
But again,
that's a release a patch. Yeah, that's release a patch 2 days after release just to fucking get the game working. Basically, it was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, that's how games are now. Every game has a patch. Like then they release these broken games, which again, I know I'm trying to go to video games, but GTA 6 will probably come out with very little issues. That's how good Rockstar is.
Yeah, they take their time, and that's for a reason. Yeah, they make good stuff.
Yeah.
No, all these because Rockstar they've been pretty much afforded to do their own thing, and they give themselves time to do stuff. Whereas so many of these other developers, they work under these companies that they just push them as hard as possible to release stuff as quickly as possible, basically. And yeah, like you say, you always end up with bugs.
You're a astute gentleman, but you're not saying the main issue with this Football Manager release. They said in November that basically it's coming out in March. I'm like, well, really cool. All right, if you need another 5 months, not good enough, by the way, but still, if you're saying March and it drops in March, then fine. But we're now 1 week away from February, and there's no screenshots, as if anything has happened over the last 4 months.
Yeah, there's nothing. That's the funny thing. There's no. Normally, we should have some screenshots. We should have some. There should be some press releases on the features and stuff and showing some of the features. But no, none of that's happening so far. It might happen in February maybe, but yeah, it's really. It does. They're struggling with that game. That's what they're doing. They're
genuine shit show.
Yeah.
I'll give you one that's struggling even worse is Rugby 25. It was originally released as Rugby 24. Oh my! So like Nacon released to that, I guess whatever Nacon's event in last year, and they were like, it's coming in March. Well, it's been released for PC, like early access. They're on early access 7A or something. Good luck when you see it with console. But they basically did the photometry. Like, so basically, I think they took it off the Rugby League game. So obviously 2 different styles. But like that game, we're Six Nations are kicking off, I think, next weekend, if I'm not mistaken. And they still haven't even released it. Like, it was supposed to be, I think, around the World Cup time. Dude, that thing has been pushed. They were actually originally supposed to release that game before the Rugby World Cup. And now we're looking 2 years later. And it's, wow, almost 2 years later, because obviously Rugby World Cup was in 23. But, yeah, I mean, I don't have an issue if games are released perfectly. But just, I mean, it's just, it sucks because all they do is just patch updates, and then they break the game, and it's like,
yeah, they don't do enough. They don't do enough quality testing.
Put out something that fucking works, pardon my language.
Yeah.
Andy Herbert, although he was saying goodbye, Andy Herbert's made the decision to obviously stay and try and get himself even more detention. Just when, Mr. Tom, I hear you work in a condom factory. Is this true?
Is it true, Tom? Do you work in a condom factory?
Fuck it, why not? Yeah, we'll pretend that's the case, yeah.
Do you pinprick little holes in all the condoms?
That's a very sensitive issue, but yes. Also, Brenny has said FM has a new engine in the game coming called Unity.
Yeah, that's it. They've changed the whole rework. They've reworked the whole thing from the ground up. The whole game from the ground up.
You're not showing me anything tells me that there's a problem.
Yeah, the fact they haven't
shown. Are we talking?
Yeah.
Are we talking presentation engine? Because I've told you
they've overhauled everything, haven't they?
Everything. The user interface is new.
It's because they're releasing it on console as well, and they want to make it better on console.
Yes,
rather than just PC.
Yeah, it's to be able to have a seamless transition with console and everything. But yeah, it's got a whole new user interface, which has worked from the ground up. And they've got a whole new match engine. The match engine now is going to be 3D, like supposed to be like more proper 3D with a much better match engine. So yeah, they've had to rework the whole thing from the ground up, and I think they're struggling with it. That's what's happening.
I still won't.
I'll tell you. 3D. Well, I'll tell you this much: like as far as like a match engine, that Formula One Manager has probably the best visuals for a simulation game that's in the manager site. Like, it looks like you're watching an actual race. There's moments where you're like, oh, this is definitely a simulation game. If there's a wreck, they'll stop awkwardly, but it doesn't take away from the immersion of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
So the sounds are top notch.
Really, yeah. Formula One is really good. They managed to do that really well. Now, with football, it's more challenging because the whole aspect of Football Manager is the realism, right? So it has to be as realistic as possible in terms of the way it's played. And then trying to get that to look better, basically, with better animations, better graphics and all of that. That's the challenge, is making it realistic in terms of the way the football is actually played. And from what I'm reading, what they want to do is, obviously they want to make it really good, but it's a whole rework from the ground up. They've spent 4 years on it, by the way, so far. They started developing this new engine right about the time of the pandemic. So it's like 4 or 5 years into their development now. So yeah, they should be getting it right by now.
I'll probably end up getting it. I spent money on worse things in my life, so.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just like I said, I'll probably give it a few months after release, just until they iron out a few of the few of the bugs and get some patches out and stuff.
I get what you're saying. In an ideal world, a very clever and astute Mr. Tom, which he's not, by the way, would turn around and say, you know what, you're bringing it out in March. I'm going to buy next year's one, which will probably come out in November. Yeah, if you're sticking to usual. So I'll wait till November and then I'll buy basically the same thing but updated and with hopefully with a Leeds United in the Premier League roster.
Yeah, you're right.
But what will actually happen is basically if it gets released on March 25th, depending on what day that falls on, probably a Friday, I will buy it on March 25th because I'm a fucking idiot.
Everyone's going to be doing that. And then they're going to release a patch or two, and then it iron out. But I was just going to say the release date is ridiculous because that thing was supposed to release in November, so you actually have it for the season, right? Now it's coming at the end of the season, and then according to their normal release schedule, like Tom says, the next one is going to come in November. So you're basically getting this one just before the next one comes, which is actually fucking ridiculous.
I mean, I'll say this much. Like, I don't mind buying new games. The only reason I say that is I know there's money you can save on, buying a game that's a little bit, older. But time's the only thing you and we don't have much left of. So are we saving $20? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be Mr. Negative here, but I'll probably buy that one at full price. Yeah. There's not much I'll buy at full price. Like, I'll probably buy all the sports games at full price when they come out, except basketball and hockey. I usually wait till they're half off at Thanksgiving. But Madden, I buy that full price when it comes out. I've enjoyed the last couple of iterations of it. So
yeah,
but but the Football Manager thing, I don't think I've enjoyed the console because it's not the Premier League isn't licensed. But I've played it. I've probably played it 10, 15 hours. I enjoy it. It's just I don't think the interface for consoles is as good as the interface would be for PC.
Nah.
So
it is a PC game really, but they have tried to make it as console friendly as possible. And this new one coming out now is fully licensed for the Premier League now, so you're going to have everything.
But there's no international, right? They took international out, right?
Yeah, they're taking international out for now. That will come back. That will come back to the next one probably.
This is what I loved about the discourse of it, Sam. Sorry to interrupt you. As soon as I heard the word international, knew it was coming. It has to be said. They've took it out partly because they figured it'd make the game easier to make. You get out quicker. The real reason. But obviously, they looked at it and basically went, what are the things that people don't actually play on this? And they
that was one of the least
6%. 6% of the people, something like that. It's probably maybe a little bit high, maybe a little bit low.
No, it's about that. I think it's about that.
94% of people that buy the game don't play the international aspect of the game.
Yeah,
it's true. They were like,
it's true. Yeah. What Tom says is true. That only about 6% of players just play the international part of it. But I think just people like to have it there, and that 6%, that's obviously it means something to them as well, right? So they, you should. Plus, you've got to have international football. It's stupid to not have international.
They need to bring it back. They do. They absolutely do need to bring it back. Yeah. There's still prestige to being offered in national job, even if you turn it down.
It's part of it, isn't it? I mean,
it's
part of it. So so you won't be able to manage international. The international part of the game will be there, as there will be international football in the background. It's just you won't be able to become a manager of an international team. Basically, that's what's going to happen now. But it will come.
I did a save doing that.
Yeah,
I did do a save doing the international. So I played it. So I'm guessing I'm on that section.
Was you America? Fuck yes.
Absolutely. Come on, red, white, and blue. What else am I going to do?
Man, I guess USA.
And I know he got himself the data editor. I know he got himself that data editor because it's about £5 and I'll buy it too because I like to fuck around with Football Manager. So I'm not knocking it. But I know the first thing he did is he went onto it and basically clicked off Junior Firpo as not representing Dominican Republic. To which he was like, just to guarantee that the United States men's national team will have a chance at the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Yeah. And totally what happened.
Gotta bring America to glory, man. You know.
Yeah. Bring him to
Russ
glory.
Hogan with women's football. Broke
Yeah, because
gate.
that's the main change is they've brought women's football into it, so you can manage the women's teams. And that.
Sorry, I'm just flat interested in how it will actually do. Like, can you actually manage? You know, like you have two managers. Let's just say. Can you have one in the women's football and one in the men's football concurrently?
Oh, I don't know. That's an interesting question.
No, that's what I want to find out. It's what interest. Like, basically, if you're doing a women's football save, like you want to be Arsenal women manager, are you then at any point able to actually go, oh, you know what? I fancy actually taking a job at fucking Doncaster or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if that can be done. Or that's whether it's like, once you pick women's football, you are stuck in the world of women's football.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question.
I don't know.
I'll probably get answered when they start giving out information.
And I can't.
They're probably going to say that
because I don't know.
I'm going to say they'll probably think we never expected anybody to want to do both. So, you know, like that would be the genius response, of course. Maybe. So, but I could see people doing that, you know, or you could be having
to pick it. People are going to pick it, and then a lot of people are going to pick it and go, all right, so this is what it's like. Can I now get back to managing Ipswich or whatever? Yeah. In the men's game.
Yeah, but, no, it would be interesting if you could basically you create a manager and you can go like between the women's game and the men's game if you want to, type of thing. I think it'd be interesting if that would happen.
I mean, not that I would really do it. Want that to be realistic, though.
I wouldn't do women. I wouldn't do women's football. That doesn't interest me. But but it being possible is an interesting question.
The other question I have regarding is how deep in the women's football pyramid are you going to?
That doesn't sound PG, Tom. How deep into the women's football pyramid are you going to go? That's not PG at all.
Basically, my question is: can I be Leeds United women in the game who are in what I think?
I would fully expect that they would have the entire women's football pyramid there because they would have that detail there. I'm sure they would. Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope so. They would too. I mean, because that game seems you can go like deep in some non-leagues. I remember when I bought Football Manager 23, you're like, oh, you can play I can't remember the name of it. But like the non-football league in England. And it's like, I don't know. I like the realism of it. I wish EAFC wish they could do kind of the same sort of realism with their career modes that you can in Football Manager, because that would make that game fun. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a bit too simplistic, isn't it, really, for the
Andy Herbert, although he said goodbye about 20 minutes ago, he has sent me an image of let me find it actually. He sent me an image of new features in Football Manager 25. Player movements and the physics of the ball will be more accurate, while in-game situations will have a much greater degree of realism. New partnerships with the Premier League and other organisations will likely result in stadiums that are more true to life than previous editions of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be fully Premier League licensed, so all the players, all the names, they'll be there. All the stadiums are going to be more realistic. They're probably going to actually have the real stadiums looking how they are. That's just cool. You know, it's better that they upgrade it like that. And but yeah, Russ wants to manage the disabled team. Yep, you can. That'd be the next one. The disabled league.
Disabled football.
To his words, he doesn't want to manage the disabled team. He would just prefer to manage the disabled team if he had to. If there was a gun to his head, he'd be like, Miles Jacobson, the creator of Football Manager. Like, can you
I want the disabled team. I want the Romford Disabled League. All right.
So we probably should make a move.
Yeah, I've got to head off now. So,
but no, I appreciate this discussion, Spencer and Sam.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Been good fun.
So that being said, over on Mr. Tom Talks Wrestling tonight, I'll be doing a watch along where basically I'm just gonna sit and watch along.
Yes, and that'd be good.
I just sit there and talk wrestling. for the most part, I'll answer whatever questions get asked. If someone really does feel like asking a question about the economic climate of Russia, I'll have a go at it. But
Yeah,
I'm
give it a try.
no means an expert. No means.
Give it a try. Why not? Spencer, when's your next Broncos? Show?
Probably Thursday. I did it Friday this week because I had some stuff that popped off that needed other attention. So
yeah, check that out.
Thank you, Mr. Herbert. Annie Herbert will be watching, and if you like any of the comments that Annie Herbert makes in the chats, come and join us because you'll get to see Annie Herbert sitting in the chat doing his thing.
And he'll definitely have El Krusty Soccer ready tonight. Definitely.
Of course, Krusty's. With Gary saying night, Gary. Obviously, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling well enough to do your show on Monday night, of course.
Yeah, get better soon, man.
You'd hate a situation where I'd need to be in position to host that. Sorry, what?
Oh, that
anyway,
ever happened?
My questions were on the economics of Mozambique.
Important discussion.
That is a place.
Well, you have to contrast the macroeconomic situation of post-colonial Mozambique versus post-colonial Morocco, basically, because there's a lot of similarities there.
So Rosie says I'll have many more interesting questions, but let me pose a question to you. You, Rosie, out of 10 being the most certain it could be, how many of those questions would be, what would you rather live or die, Sheffield Wednesday or Derby County?
Important question.
Important questions. Russ Morgan,
I got a roll, so
you're always welcome as well.
Have
Russ,
a good day, buddy.
Obviously.
Have a good day, buddy.
See you, Tom.
Cheers.
Have a good night, Spencer. Thank you for stopping by.
Right,
Thanks for making a pit stop on the road trip.
Hey, oh, yes.
Gary, take care. See you soon. You took the words out of my mouth, Sam. That doesn't sound PG for some reason.
Very
11. I did suspect that would be a question. I would spoiler. Yeah. She asked me that before, to be fair. So kind of know. Hashtag Derby County. They didn't win today, Rosie. They win today. All you Derby County fans. They lost to Cardiff. They lost to the sheep fuckers. Sorry, what?
They certainly did. The
fornicators. But in all seriousness, thank you, Sam, for joining me. Otherwise, it was
good
just
fun.
Me sitting here reading football scores.
It's been good fun, as always. We have a good time here on the road trip. Check out Tom's show tonight. Tom Talks Wrestling. They're doing the main event tonight. Check that out. Someone
quickly do me a favor. I'm going to put a link here. Can you just double check that I've actually posted the correct link to my watch log? Because it might actually be the link to the WWE version of the.
I can't press it on what I've got in front of me here, but I'm sure they'll tell you if it works or not.
Fair enough. But, I appreciate that.
But yeah, no, check that out tonight. And we got We All Love Leeds tomorrow night, haven't you? At 9 o'clock.
Yeah. I'll say it's gonna function as a Burnley preview, but basically I've got a few slides for the Norwich game, and then probably just gonna do the thing we usually do, like memes or.
It's good. That's good. Yeah, last time you had 26 people watching. Last time I saw it was brilliant. It was really good. So that's going well.
I was shocked. My favourite bit of it, not that I have a favourite bit, but it was the fact when Lolo turned up, because he never turns up for it. Not digging that, but never turns up for it. He turned up for it, and I was like, "Oh, Lolo's here." And then I realised, I went, "Wait a minute, Lolo, what are you doing here?" Because I thought someone had hacked him.
That's great. It's great. You got a lot of people watching. It seem to be, seem to be enjoying. People seem to be enjoying it, which is good. It is a good show, generally a good show. So that's good. Check that out. Then it's done Monday night. You're on the trip again with Gary, DWTT. And on Thursday night, you're back on with me again for Slags in the Dark, Thursday night, 8 p.m. I haven't got the topic of conversation yet, but it is probably going to be movie related. That's definitely probably going to be movie related.
out of 10, what are the chances of it being movie related with
I
10
would
being the most?
I'll probably go so far as to say 9.3. I'll probably go that far.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. Honey Herbert telling me it's a link for Pornhub, because you'd know the difference, sir, if it wasn't.
Well, he definitely knows his way around Pornhub. Let's just be honest about that.
He's one of 3 people in the world that have completed it.
He's completed Pornhub.
He's completed it. I have a notification on for it. So I appreciate that, Rosie. Saturday night main event 0-0-3. Thank you. Exactly, no problem. I mean, it's going to disappear when I come off here, but no, I appreciate you saying that. 11. Who doesn't know their way around that?
Well, we know Rosie has her own section of it. She has the foot fetish section of it, so she knows her way around.
They call it, I believe they call it the shoe of the day.
Yeah, the shoe of the day, foot fetish section.
Shoe of the day
with Rosie. She's very famous on OnlyFans and Pornhub.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there you go. Completed it.
Completed it, mate. Completed it.
So I've named 2 of the people of the 3 that completed it. So, there you go. Yeah, I have completed it. Wrist was aching a bit.
You got to change wrists. You got to interchange left and right. Mix it up a bit. Squad rotation, hand rotation. All of that.
It's the wrong link. It's the link to Amazon lingerie.
Colonel likes to buy his lingerie there on Amazon.
There. Looks displeased. But anyway, that being said, I genuinely appreciate that people give their time to us, because obviously we give our time to this thing. But do it because I enjoy it, of course.
Yeah, we're good fun.
It's nice that when other people enjoy it, makes you feel more worth your time. And if anyone said any different, they're lying. It's easy to sit here and say, when I did the first episode of Stag Up with Sam, yes, it is true. It's very nice. I sit and talk with my friend about something I enjoy. That doesn't make it untrue, but it does feel more rewarding when other people then join it and show that we're doing something that people enjoy. Yeah.
The engagement helps a lot. It makes it a lot more fun when people are engaging in the comments and asking us questions and saying stuff. It's good fun.
As it's 6 o'clock, I will be going. But Rosie, you can ask a serious question. Whether I answer it or not, I'm not going to guarantee that. But okay.
I have a feeling this question might not be so serious. I have a feeling, little hunch.
I have a good feeling it's not actually going to be legally binding. Let's just say.
Yes.
But of course, it actually can. What's a good show, Tom? Do you rather work with Sam or his shadow?
Good. That's a good question.
Or would you?
Very good question.
Lots of.
Can go either way with that one, I think. Either way.
It's like you flip a coin, but you don't care about the outcome because you're either way, you're show me fine.
One of those, yeah.
I think because the shadow is surprisingly nifty.
Very nifty. And it is a very, very poignant and important question.
I prefer listening to.
Yeah. I know who I prefer listening to as well. Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate that. But yeah, so I wasn't expecting that, but okay. So have a good night, everyone.
Cheers, folks. Enjoy your evening.
Gary got it set up to do the outro. He has. So have a good night, everyone. See you later on, I suppose, Sam.
See you later. Yep, Tom. Might see you later. Enjoy.